We'll see you then.
From the Town Fair Tire Studio, the home of the Bruins, Patriots, Revs, and Celtics.
Come on, Maxi, step back. Three is good.
Boston's home for sports is the 8-5, the Sports Hub, the Easily Media Group station. This is Boston Bruins hockey, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V, available at your local New England Honda dealers. Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Nitrate, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Peerless Boilers, Safety Insurance, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
2 seconds, 1 second, it's over, the Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, Bosch Tools, Hub International New England, McGovern Auto Group, Timberline Construction, the Peterson School, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
After 39 long years, the Cup is back home. The Bruins are 2011 Stanley Cup champions.
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
From TD Garden in Boston, it's Bruins hockey, as tonight the Bruins, on the heels of their biggest offensive output of the season, come home to take on the Chicago Blackhawks. It's great to have you with us alongside Bob Beers. I'm Ryan Johnson. Dealers, get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealer and find exciting offers on the powerful Silverado and feature-packed all-new Equinox. Bruins exploded for 7 goals in a win over the New Jersey Devils on Tuesday. First time this season Boston has scored that many in a game. And more importantly, they got production up and down the lineup, which has been a rare thing for Joe Sacco's team in recent weeks.
It's nice when guys can get on the score sheet, and then different guys got on it tonight too, which was really good to see. We needed some production. You know, you need production from other players than just your top line, and we got that tonight.
Yeah, good to see, right? That's been a long time coming. There was, how many goals was it in a row? 13 for David Pastrnak. 13 goals in a row that he was involved in, whether it was a goal or an assist. And, yeah, you need some production for some other people. You got it from a D-man. You got it from some unlikely sources, right? Fraser Minton got his first goal as a Bruin. You had Callahan score from the point. But I think that it was a game that they needed. You know, you've had so many of these games where they're tight and you let it get away from them. And it was important that they got the result, and not just the way that they played. They played a good game. I don't think Jersey was very good in that game, but they did the right things. They played the game the right way, and they didn't let it snowball when Jersey scored 2 goals to make it 3-2 in the second period.
Well, you mentioned some of the milestones in that game. So Pastrnak hits the 100-point mark. Morgan Geekie gets his 30th goal of the season. Michael Callahan's first goal. Fraser Minton's first as a Bruin. Fabian Lysell, the first point of his career. Joe Sacco said the whole night was a morale boost.
I think that his teammates, they get excited when they have a guy that comes up and he plays, whether it be his first NHL game, grabs his first NHL point, whatever the case may be. It creates a little bit of some energy and a buzz around the room, and it's a different excitement. And I think that the teammates are happy for the players when they have an opportunity, especially these young guys that are coming up and, trying to show what they can do. And there's definitely some excitement there.
No question. You're looking for ways to kind of galvanize this group, right? There's so many new faces in that locker room, in the lineup, on the plane, on the buses, going out to dinner. It's just there's so many new faces, and it just takes a little bit of time to try to bring everybody kind of together. And, you're missing some key parts and that are going to be in that locker room as well. And but for them to see other guys have some success around them, not just Pastrnak and Geekie every night, which it has been. You'd like to see that, and it does give the locker room a little bit of energy.
And another new face coming into the lineup tonight. 23-year-old Woburn native Riley Duran, recalled from Providence, is going to make his NHL debut.
I'm just hoping to bring my compete, play hard, and good things will happen. I'm really excited to get going here and play in the Garden.
Yeah, it's for him, obviously that's going to be a dream come true. He was asked this morning, do you have a lot of tickets? So you pay, are you playing for free tonight? He said, no tickets. I've been in Providence all year long. He said, I don't have enough money for tickets here. He said his family's they've got some connections. They're coming. I think they have a box or a private box, and there's some family and friends coming. So they're doing all right. But congratulations to him making his NHL debut tonight.
Well, he said he got to go home and have dinner with his family last night as well in preparation for tonight's game. Meanwhile, I mentioned the milestones. Morgan Geekie started the season with 1 goal in the team's first 23 games. He's now a 30-goal scorer for the first time in his career.
I definitely look back on where I started this year, just, mentally, how tough the first month or so was, and, where I'm at now, just some perspective. It could always be worse. So, we get to play a game for a living, and it's pretty special to be able to say you do that, and to be able to, have success like I did this year is something that I'll always remember. But, I've got a lot of other things this year that, I've built relationships with everybody in this room that I'll cherish forever, and just try to remember where everything started and just keep having fun. It's a game at the end of the day.
He mentions the word perspective. He's got a good perspective. It was not going well for him at the beginning of the season. Healthy scratch.
Yeah.
Now he's a 30-goal scorer. it's been amazing the transformation. He had a good season last year in terms of goal scoring. And now he's got this great chemistry with David Pastrnak. They really have a really good sense of finding each other, knowing someone's always going to be in that left wing circle with the stick cocked and ready to fire it. They're both right-hand shots. And they've been finding each other with those passes. It's been really, in a season that's been really disappointing in so many different ways, those two guys and seeing the chemistry that they have has been a lot of fun to watch.
Coming up here on the Bruins pregame show, we will go around the NHL, including Rod Brind'Amour and the Hurricanes, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak.
Got to get a little better. We got to get a little more from our guys if we want to win.
We'll talk with Joe Sacco about tonight's matchup.
We always want to make sure that we're playing the right way, that we're doing things correctly out there. And usually when you do that, the result takes care of itself.
And up next, we'll look at tonight's opponent, the Chicago Blackhawks.
Heinen for the left circle, put it in front. Hayes, he scores. And Pittsburgh now enjoying a 5-0 lead.
That's all coming up here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How can you fight back against tariffs and inflation? It's easy. Become an insider and shop for free at Ocean State Job Lot with over 1,500 items available for free after crazy deal. Consider our Simba mattresses. Find these deluxe mattresses on Amazon for over $1,000. Pay us the online price and we'll give you a crazy deal gift card equal to your purchase. You'll sleep much better when your fancy $1,000 bed costs you nothing. Don't let tariffs and inflation get you down. Shop for free at Ocean State Job Lot.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Ballybet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Ballybet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Ballybet. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Ballybet Casino. Download it.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
And there's the horn. And Tristan Jarry, for the second time this season and 21st time in his career, pitches a shutout. Final score, Pittsburgh 5 and the Hawks no score.
Back here at TD Garden as the Bruins get ready to take on the Chicago Blackhawks, who have won just 22 games this season, second fewest in the league. They come here to TD Garden tonight with just 2 wins in their last 15. And on Tuesday night, got shut out by Pittsburgh 5-0. Interim head coach Anders Sorensen not happy with his team's effort.
Well, you play a team with experience, and they're willing to out-compete us. That's really what it came down to, right? Especially in the second or third period. I thought the first period we did a lot of good things. We get down 1-0, and then after that, we just stop competing, stop helping each other out.
It's been that way a lot this year for the Chicago Blackhawks, especially, for the last little while here, as you just mentioned, how many games they've lost here recently. Them and San Jose are the lowest teams in the league. San Jose, by the way, beat the Bruins when the Bruins were in San Jose, so worth knowing. But, yeah, Chicago's they've had a rough one. You could see that just the a young guy like Connor Bedard who comes in as the new face of the franchise and how much he has kind of struggled this year in terms of dealing with it. He's got 20 goals and 60 points, which is respectable, especially on a bad team, but also minus 40. And, it just starts to snowball. And he's had a few times this year where that frustration has really been shown. And it's been a difficult season. They tried to, get some veterans around him. And, a couple of those veterans are gone, a couple hurt here and there, different parts of the season. And it's just been a frustrating and trying year for everybody on that team.
One of the few bright spots for the Blackhawks as well has been Boston native Ryan Donato with 29 goals, 59 points coming into tonight. Well, coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines with Kevin Majori, and then we'll go around the NHL as we get you ready for the Bruins and Blackhawks on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Carla only has the best tech. Can't connect to network. But she didn't have the best internet. So she got Cox multi-gig speeds to power all her... Now, all her tech is... connected. Give your tech the speed it deserves. Get our top-tier internet with Cox multi-gig. 2 gig download speeds, individual speeds vary. See Cox.com for details.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Stop dreaming and start packing. For a limited time, get 50% off airfare when you book a Colette tour anywhere in the world. So where to? Experience a tea ceremony in Japan, zip line in Costa Rica, safari in Africa, uncover culture in Ireland. The sky's the limit. Book now with offer code TAKEOFF50 and save 50% on airfare everywhere. To learn more, visit GoColette.com. That's GoCollette.com.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Ballybet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Ballybet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Ballybet. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Ballybet Casino.
Download it. The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines. Presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Red Sox are looking to be not swept by the Toronto Blue Jays. They are tied at 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway Park. The Celtics, who have just 2 games left in the regular season, have already ruled out Jaylen Brown tomorrow night against the Charlotte Hornets with a right knee posterior impingement. And round 1 of the Masters is just about in the books. Englishman Justin Rose shot a 7-under 65 to take the lead after 18 holes. Defending champion Scotty Scheffler was 4 under. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Valvoline. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Kevin Majori. Ryan Johnston and Bob Bears take you around the NHL next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home,
yes, cool,
or attending one live,
no!
You can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at Cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, Rhode Island. Keep it real with the Ballybet Casino app. You can play with real dealers plus win real cash. It's got hundreds of slots you can play on your phone when you're out on the go or hanging at home. Just download the app. If you're 21, tap the Ballybet tile and fire up the fun. Play blackjack, baccarat, even roulette. Real dealers, real money, real fun. Ballybet. Must be 21 plus, Rhode Island only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-9-GAMBLE. Ballybet Casino. Download it.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Back at TD Garden, Bruins and Blackhawks coming up. Quick check around the NHL tonight. The Hurricanes visit the Capitals. Ron Brindamore's team trying to snap a 3-game losing streak.
Got to get a little better. We got to get a little more from our guys if we want to win. And, we obviously want to do that heading into the playoffs. We want to feel good about our game, but like I said, it's a new day.
It's hard sometimes to get up for games, right? Washington's 5-4-1. They're not going anywhere. They're first overall in the East, and you've got a team like the Hurricanes. Yes, they've lost 3 in a row. But they're not going anywhere either. They're second place. So it's just kind of, you're stuck in that spot. You want to be playing some good hockey, but there's really no incentive right now. So he's trying to get the most out of them.
Yeah, similar feeling, I think, in Dallas, where they take on Winnipeg tonight. And Pete DeBoer's team not really worried about results right now.
Whether we can win or lose, it's what that looks like. If it's a bad win where we have no detail to our game and our goalie stands on his head, am I going to be happy about that? No, probably not.
That's our quick look around the NHL. Bruins interim head coach Joe Sacco joins Bob next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it on the steering wheel? Or peeks down at it for a glance, or just scrolls and scrolls? If so, you could be the next person to get into a fender bender, get a ticket, veer off the road, or even cause a crash that kills you or someone else. Enough already. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Is your relationship with your bank in a rut? Might be time for someone new. At Navigant Credit Union, we offer better rates, fewer fees, and support that puts you first. Don't put it off. Join Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
You can put some change in a stranger's parking meter. Don't pick up your phone inside the movie theater. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your Good Karma by the pint.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Our pregame interview with Joe Sacco is brought to you by Safety Insurance, providing comprehensive coverage for your auto, home, and business. Ask your independent agent about safety. We'll help you manage life's storms.
Joe, you get set to take on the Blackhawks here today. Good win for you last game, right? It had to feel good to have a game like that. It's been a little while, probably. Well, you beat Carolina in 5-1, but it had a good feeling to that game. What did you like most about what your team did?
I thought that we started the game well. We came out in the first period and we grabbed a 2-goal lead. But having said that, I thought in the second period when we were up 3-0 and they pushed back to make it 3-2, it's almost like that feeling of here we go again. But what I did like about it was that we grabbed that fourth goal before the end of the second period to extend our lead. Having said that, in that time frame before we scored that fourth goal, there was a couple of opportunities again. But I just thought that it was an opportunity for us to at least say, hey, now, okay, we got through that. Don't get sidetracked. Focus on the next play. Don't worry about what just happened. And we're able to grab that fourth goal, like I said, before the end of the period.
So, key moment, you call a timeout. When it goes to 3-2, the 2 quick goals, what's the message?
Don't get focused on what just happened. I mean, you can't get sidetracked and have that mindset of, oops, here we go again, right? It's more or less, let's just regroup, okay, get back to playing the way we did, stick to the script that we had in the first period because that was working well for us. Get back to that. That was basically the message. And I don't know, the next shift we ended up giving a grade A scoring chance again, so I'm not quite sure it worked.
A lot of milestones in that game, whether it's guys scoring their first NHL goal, but 2 big ones. First of all, Geekie getting 30 goals. I mean, that's got to feel good for him. And Pasta with 100 points. Just those 2 guys specifically. Let's start with Pasta. 100 points on a team that's struggled to score goals this year. I mean, how much does that mean to him and to you and, the organization?
It's a reflection of, his body of work. And I think that it's really impressive to do what he's been able to do this year with everything that's gone on, whether it be at the deadline or after the deadline. And it's just been really impressive. He got off to a little bit of a slower start, too, so to be able to rebound from that and just continue to push the pace and pile up the offensive numbers like he has and lead our group in every category, basically, that way. It says a lot about David. We all know what kind of player he is, but to have that consistency and doing it game in and game out when opposition is looking at this guy every time we get on the ice and they're trying to stop him. And I always say the great players, they still find a way to do it when they're getting checked. It's amazing. Teams prepare their game plan around these players and they're able to go out and still execute and put up numbers.
And Geeks with 30 goals, he got off to a slow start as well, and the run that he's been on and the chemistry that they've had together.
Yeah, I think Geeks has done a really good job of taking advantage of a good opportunity that was presented to him, and good on him, I think, playing with David and being able to work some chemistry with him. And you still have to be able to put the puck in the back of the net regardless of who you're playing with, and you have to have the ability to set plays up. And Geeks has seen the game well offensively for the last while here. He's got one of the better shots you'll find in the game. His release is really good. And so to do what he's done, especially with him, like you said, being in and out of the lineup the first, how many games it was at the beginning of the year, it's been a good response from him, too.
So you get a couple games left here. You've ruled McAvoy and Kastelic out. Just the message to the team and what you're looking for from your group here over the last couple.
The same thing we've been looking for the last few. I think it comes down to, number one, it's a privilege, obviously, to play in the league. So you want to do whatever you can, number one, to stay here. If you're a young player, obviously you're trying to show the organization what your capabilities are. Can I play in the National Hockey League? Do they see me as a player here in the future? So, you don't want to forget that it's always a privilege to play in this league. And then the last thing comes down to pride. It comes down to that. We always want to make sure that we're playing the right way, that we're doing things correctly out there. And usually when you do that, the result takes care of itself one way or the other. But we want to make sure you're playing for the Boston Bruins. You have to play with pride right down to the end.
You got Chicago here today as a coaching staff. What do you focus on from the Blackhawks?
They're a young team that has a lot of speed right now. That's what we've seen from them. And they're a team that can still transition the puck well. They play well off the rush. A little bit of that type of game they like to play. So for us, again, staying committed to our checking game, especially through the neutral zone. And their special teams, considering where they are, their special teams have been above average. I think their penalty killing is 12th to 13th in the league, and their power plays 10th in the league. So it's just something that we have to be mindful of. We probably want to stick to the game 5-on-5 against them. That's where we feel we have a real good advantage.
Appreciate it, Joe. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
That's head coach Joe Sacco. Bruins, Blackhawks are next.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. It's the ED Road Station.
Tuesday night in New Jersey was a feel-good night for the Bruins all around. Wotherspoon back over to Callahan. Shot, score! Pasternak wheels it in front. Geekie scores! And there is point number 100 for Pasta and goal number 30 for Morgan Geekie. Rebound, score! And it's Minton. Now they return home for an original six matchup and an opponent they hope they can get the better of tonight and in next month's NHL Draft Lottery. It's the Bruins and the Blackhawks coming up next.
Boston Bruins hockey is driven by the stylish Honda Accord, available at your local New England Honda dealers.
Cross to Esposito, shot.
Nathan Horton wins Game 7 in overtime. David Pasternak wins the series for the Bruins. A chance in front, score, and it's Geekie again.
The Bruins are brought to you by VA New England, Granite City Electric GCE Night Train, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Coors Banquet, Bosch Tools, your New England Ford dealers, Live Nation, Safety Insurance, Peerless Boilers, and by Shaw's and Star Market.
Backhand and a save, Thomas. Swayman made a great stop at the far post.
And by Town Fair Tire, TD Bank, your Boston area Nissan dealers, Charles D. Sheehy, Ticketmaster, Dairy Queen, McGovern Auto Group, Hub International New England, Timberline Construction, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Back to Orr. Put in. His 100th backhand score on a penalty shot for Raymond Gordon.
David Pasternak calls game, and the Bruins win it 2-1. Bergeron! And the Bruins win the series!
Now, here's Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers.
And we're at TD Garden in Boston for the Bruins and the Chicago Blackhawks. Second meeting of the year between these two teams, winding down the regular season schedule. What's the trick here tonight to get a win over Chicago?
You feel pretty good about yourself coming off that New Jersey game, right?
Right.
If you like that feeling, do it again. I mean, you have to pay attention to the details, get some balanced scoring. But you've got to, you still get some guys over there that can hurt you. Yes, they've had a terrible year. So have the Bruins. And so you've got two teams in here that's playing for pride. And I think, Joe Sacco talked about that a little bit in our interview, wanting to make sure that you play with pride. It's a humbling game. You want to be proud. And, it's... Look, you're at home as well. These fans pay good money to come out and see you. Make sure that's a good effort for you.
Keys to the game brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Before we get to tonight's puck drop, we've got some pregame festivities. Let's head down to ice level and join those.
I can't hear anything right now, so maybe I want to bring it up a little bit.
Fans, please direct your attention to the ice as we present the 2024-25 Boston Bruins Season Awards. Please welcome tonight's host, Michaela Johnson.
Thank you, Jake. Fans, our first award of the evening is the John P. Busick Award, given to the player who has contributed the most to charitable and community endeavors throughout the season. A $5,000 donation will be made to the charity of the winner's choosing by the Boston Bruins Foundation and the Boston Bruins Alumni Foundation. Here to present the John P. Busick Award, please welcome President of the Boston Bruins Foundation, Bob Sweeney. And a man who needs no introduction. Give it up for Chief Johnny Busick. This season's John P. Busick Award goes to Parker Wotherspoon.
Parker Wotherspoon coming over to get the John Busick Award. Very deserving. Wotherspoon's it's been a good story here for this Bruins team. Had to play most of the season now because of some of the injuries that they've had.
Let's hear one more time for Parker.
Stepped in and done a nice job in his role. John Busick and Bob Sweeney out to give that award.
Shore Award, which is presented annually by Bruins Legacy Season ticket holders to a player who exhibits exceptional hustle and determination. Here to present the trophy is Legacy Season ticket holder Steve Ganley. And fans, the winner of the 2024-25 Eddie Shore Award is Morgan Geekie.
Banner season for Geekie, 30 goals, especially after the start that he had. He was a healthy scratch earlier this season, got off to a really slow start. Has found unbelievable chemistry playing alongside David Pastrnak, and I got a feeling it's not the only award he's going to be winning.
Congratulations, Morgan. The next award is the Elizabeth Dufresne Award, determined by the Boston chapter of the Professional Hockey Writers Association and presented to the player who has been most outstanding in home games. Please welcome Joe Haggerty to present this year's Dufresne Award. The winner of the 24-25 Elizabeth Dufresne Award is David Pastrnak.
I think most people could have guessed that one. Another 100-point season for David Pastrnak, 3 in a row for David. And given that the team has struggled to score offensively this season, his year has been fantastic.
Congratulations, David.
He'll be back up there.
Now, fans, our final awards tonight are the 3-Star Awards. Throughout the season, Bob Beers and Ryan Johnston have had the pleasure of selecting the 3 stars at every game. On 98.5 The Sports Hub, the Bruins flagship radio station. And the awards are given to the players who have contributed the most to the team's success this season. The 98.5 The Sports Hub 3 stars for the 24-25 season are presented by Nissan. So please join me in welcoming the presenters tonight. From 98.5 The Sports Hub play-by-play announcer Ryan Johnston, Beasley Media Account Director Chris Hennessy, Nissan Dealer Operations Manager Sarah Williams, and Nissan Fixed Operations Manager Joe Beliveau. This season's number 3-star is Morgan Geekie.
Yeah, again, just an outstanding year for him. As I said, just the tough start that he had, and he commented on it a little bit today, how it gives him perspective and knowing and what he's accomplished. By the way, restricted free agent. I think he should be doing okay.
This season's number 2-star, Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah, look, it's not been the year that Jeremy Swayman has wanted. We all know that. I know he's taken a lot of heat, but there's more often than not, he's kept them in games. It's been tough to watch in front of him. There's been some bad goals, no question, but he's had an outstanding year. Or not an outstanding year. Hoping to build on it for next season.
Skate back over, David Pastrnak.
Yeah, again, pretty easy on this one. More often than not, the best player on the ice, especially for the Bruins. He's just been in a year that the team has had a tough time. David Pastrnak has been outstanding.
Congratulations one more time, Morgan, Jeremy, and David, and to all of our award recipients tonight. Let's hear it.
Chicago Blackhawks taking the ice. We're going to have the anthem and the opening face-off next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
UFC 314 is headed to South Beach. It won't be all glitz and glamour, but the stars will be.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go.
So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at Cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Psst. Here's a list of reasons to use Instacart. The game is on. The game just ended. The next game is on. Life is busy, but with Instacart, you really don't ever have to leave the couch. Do with this information what you will. So download the Instacart app and get whatever you crave for the game and whatever else you need delivered in as fast as 30 minutes. Plus, enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Instacart. We're here. Service fees apply. 3 orders in 14 days. Excludes restaurants.
The only place to hear
the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Todd Angeli with the national anthem. We're getting set for the Blackhawks and the Bruins. We'll look at our starting lineups here today. For Chicago in goals, Arvid Soderblom. On defense, a pairing of Alex Vlasic and Sam Rinzel. And up front, Ryan Donato, Nick Foligno, and Philip Kurashev. For the Bruins, it's Jeremy Swayman in goal, Mason Lohrei and Andrew Peeke on defense. Up front, Marat Hustadinov, Fraser Midden, and making his NHL debut in a Bruins uniform, Riley Duran. Starting lineups are brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
First 5 minutes of tonight's game are brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck for 48 years straight. Bruins on home ice here at TD Garden will go from left to right here in the first period. Battle for possession right off the opening drop. Foligno tried to get it into the Boston zone. That's cut off, and Lohrei gets it back out to neutral. Foligno takes it from there and dumps it back in. Swayman will get it to Lohrei in the far corner. Puck flipped out into the neutral zone, and Riley Duran will give chase up the right wing side. Batted away from him by Vlasic. It'll come back toward the Boston zone, but an early icing here by Chicago just 24 seconds in.
Yeah, it's got to be a thrill for Duran, playing in his first NHL game here in his hometown. We're talking about it in the pregame show. You were saying, Ryan, that he went home and had dinner with his family, and he's got his family here today. He was asked how many tickets he bought. He said 0. He said, I've been in Providence all year. I'm not buying any tickets today.
That AHL salary doesn't go as far as it used to. Off a face-off, Peeke trying to get it toward Pasternak. It was picked off. The Blackhawks moving forward. On the right side, it's Kurashev. Crossing pass looking for Donato. That's denied.
Yeah, that's Pasternak on the back check there.
Peeke from the near side circle. Skates it out toward his own blue line, angles it up the right side, and fired deep by Geekie. Around to the far boards. Pastrnak kicks it off the wall to his stick, then lost it. It ricochets back down into Boston territory, and Bertuzzi will chase down into the right wing corner. He's put to the boards by Zadorov. Around the near side, Geekie digging for it along the wall. Came back free, and they work it back to the right point. A drive by Crevier that went wide of the net, ricocheted back around the near side. Bruins able to steer it up ice here for Pastrnak, and he'll backhand a floater in toward the Chicago net, head off on a chain. Minute 15 into the proceedings here at TD Garden tonight. Brought through the neutral zone and in across the line, sent around behind the net, kicked at by Mikheyev. They set up for Bedard at the right circle, and Swayman tips that one up and over the net.
You want to leave open there in the slot.
Not at all. Here's Del Mastro coming down the left wing circle, steps right toward the net, and Swayman holds his ground along the near post to make that save. On the near wall, Bedard. They'll bat it down low. Mikheyev kept it moving around toward the far side. Levchinov got it back deep. Along the end wall, digging for it was Moore, and now Mikheyev trying to stuff one in on that far post. Swayman again holds his ground, gets it covered up.
Yeah, curious what kind of game you're going to get here today, right? I mean, you get the Blackhawks coming off just a blowout loss the other day against Pittsburgh. That'll be the Bruins' opponent on Sunday afternoon. Who scheduled that one opposite the Masters?
Thank you, TNT.
But you know, they can't be too happy based on the quotes coming out of Chicago after that game. Not very happy about the way that they played and the results that they're getting, and they know that they're just trying to get to the end of the season here.
Here's Koepke getting just a step ahead of Rinzel into the Chicago zone. Shot forced wide of the net. Peak with a drive, and that one kicked away by Soderblom.
That's a good save by Soderblom. He's got some traffic in front of him there. He got that right pad down.
Lauko lifting one back toward the Chicago zone. Cut off by Vlasic and sent back toward the Boston end. Peak sends over to the far side for Lohrei. Rink wide it comes to Koepke. He'll send it back across into the far corner. Rinzel fakes hard up the boards and deals it around toward the near corner instead. Yoki Harju pokes one free at center ice. Usnadinov dropped it back. Zadorov will whip it around the near side boards and brought through neutral ice here by Mintet. Usnadinov cutting down the left wing circle. Got forced off into the corner by Korchinski. Mintet trying to backhand one in front. Instead off the far boards and got his stick into the skates of Kurashev, and Minton's going to head to the box here early on.
Yeah, no argument. He beat the referee there. Just made a beeline for the penalty box knowing he got his stick in there.
93 Boston, 2 minutes tripping.
So Chicago will get their first power play chance, just 2:57 into this first period.
That was on Kurashev, right just inside the blue line in front of the Chicago bench.
Blackhawks ranked 10th in the league on the power play this year. Their special teams haven't been bad. They're 13th on the penalty kill as well.
Joe Sacco talked about that a little bit in our interview with him.
Vinen tried to get it back to the point, but missed everyone, and now it's a foot race into the Chicago zone. Zaka trying to backhand one, and Lindholm got him right on the far post. He can't tuck it around Soderblom, and somehow he got that covered.
That's a nice little try there by Lindholm. Good effort by Zaka to get to this puck and get it in front for Elias Lindholm. Now, Lindholm's to the right of Soderblom, and he tries to get him out of the net and then tuck that puck in short side, and Soderblom doesn't bite. He stays right with him, takes the short side away. Still had a chance to get it, but it got wedged in between the net and Soderblom's pad. Skate.
A minute 41 left on the Minton penalty, and the Bruins nearly added a shorty there to grab the early lead. Soderblom taking a moment to collect himself and get his gear back in order after that scramble.
Yeah, he had a little yard sale going there. He had stick on, gloves down.
Off the face-off, Rinzel will take it from the far circle, leaves it, and Bedard will pick it up from there. Teravainen and Bedard trading the puck a couple of times coming through neutral ice, and then Bertuzzi got the pass along the near side, but the whole thing's offside.
It wasn't that long ago. You just picture Chicago and what they look like, especially when they had Taves and Kane. And Kane is this instant enter the zone. He's one of the best, if not the best, at just coming up the ice. I mean, McDavid's great at it. McKinnon's great at it. There are other players as well, but Patrick Kane was so good at entering the zone on the power play.
Face-off controlled by the Bruins, and Peake going to drive one all the way down the ice. Levchinov backed it up behind the Chicago net down to our right. Minute 15 to go on their power play. Levchinov will bring out to his own blue line. Right side pass for Donato. Took a hit, but moved the puck around behind the Bruins net. Loose along the near circle, and Maroon's pass did not connect.
Maroon's last game at the TD Garden.
Likely to be his second to last game.
Yeah,
he is retiring at year's end. He's going to play a home game this weekend in Chicago, and then not expected to make their final road trip. As here's Zacha off a turnover at the Boston blue line. Yoki Haru on the right side, and Zacha's going to be offside at the offensive blue line here for the Bruins with 41 seconds left on their penalty. 15:43 to go here in the first period.
Yeah, Maroon Stanley Cup winner. Played in 8 teams, 14 years, short stint with the Bruins, coming off that injury with Minnesota, and he came to Boston and played in the playoffs against eventually the Florida Panthers, losing in the second round, the Bruins.
Off the face-off, Callahan will backhand it forward into the Chicago zone. Sam Rinzel comes back to get it. Rinzel just turned pro coming out of University of Minnesota, his 6th NHL game. 25th overall pick 3 years ago. As Bedard trying to gain the attack zone, turned it over. Lauko getting some help from Duran to keep that puck loose in the neutral zone, and Yoki Haru floats one in towards Soderblom, who will glove it down and drop it back into play. 8 seconds left in the Chicago power play. Teravainen skating through neutral ice, steals a pass off to the right side. Nazar with a shot, and that one tipped up and off the glass near side. Vlasic played it back down the wall looking for Bedard, rolled over his stick. Peake to Lori in the far corner. Bruins are back to full strength. Just over 5 minutes into this first period. Peake drives one in around the far boards. It'll come back around toward the near side, and Peake's got it at the right point. Fake toward the middle. Instead, dealt a pass on the right side for Beecher. Here's Lindholm skating toward the top of the right circle. He gives to Pasternak, who's rotated back out toward the blue line. First attempt was blocked by Bedard. Pasta brings it through the high slot. Gave over to Geekie, who fired it wide from the far circle.
Yeah, always ready in that left wing circle for the pass.
Bedard sending it forward. Mikheyev down the right circle, but Peake gets over to make the play, and that puck tipped out and out of play behind Jeremy Swayman with 14:20 left in the first period.
I see Foligno out here. He's captain of Chicago. You've got Bertuzzi. So they were both part of that team, the record-setting team that the Bruins had. What do we call that? 2 seasons ago?
Right.
2 full seasons ago. There are 4 players in the Bruins lineup, by my count, that were on that team.
The turnover.
I mean, McAvoy's hurt and Lindholm's hurt.
Sure. Buscadina pushing it out of the zone. Yeah, the turnover has been, obviously this year's trade deadline helped that along, but the turnover has been drastic here in Boston. This puck rattles around the far boards through Donato. They'll get it to Del Mastro at the left point. He walks it toward the high slot, backhands it down low looking for Kurashev. Got it off to Karam off the end boards. Now Donato in the far corner. Played it back toward the center of the blue line, and Levchinov with a shot straight on. Swayman cradles that.
Yeah, he took it. Foligno made some contact, but I think he was being pushed there by Wotherspoon. Swayman took a quick look over his shoulder, though. I want to know who was bumping him.
13:47 to go here in the first period. Bruins and Blackhawks scoreless at TD Garden on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are you someone who tries to drive while distracted by your phone? Someone who props it on the steering wheel or peeks down at it for a glance? Or just scrolls and scrolls? If so, you could be the next person to get into a fender bender, get a ticket, veer off the road, or even cause a crash that kills you or someone else. Enough already. Put the phone away or pay. Paid for by NHTSA.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
The first 5 minutes of tonight's game were brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Ford F-Series is America's best-selling truck for 48 years straight. 13:47 left first period. No score. Bruins and Blackhawks. Second and final meeting of the year between these two teams. Bruins winning their only trip to Chicago this season back in early December. The face-off coming up in the defensive zone. Doing a little extra work on the ice down in the corners. Zadorov helping out, scraping it up a little bit with his skate. Now the drop of the puck. One back into the corner by Middlestat. Jokiharju pivots away from Nazar. Don't make a play on it. Lost his stick. Zadorov will circle back behind the Bruins net. Whips a pass across ice for Lysell. Sends one up the middle for Zacha. Bounced away from him. And back come the Blackhawks with Teravainen. At his pocket pick by Lysell, who's up the right wing side. Zacha coming down the middle. Lysell right circle shot, and Soderblom makes the save. No rebound.
Yeah, Lysell coming off probably his best game, right, against New Jersey. A lot of guys had good games against the Devils in that one, but Lysell was noticeable for the right reasons in that game. And so he makes this play coming back on Teravainen. He lifts his stick, takes the puck away, and then it's all him from just inside the Bruins blue line, coming up the right wing side. It's a partial 2-on-1. Got a man coming down the left side. It was Zacha going to the net. Not sure if he can get it to him, so get the shot away. And it forces Soderblom to make a kind of an awkward save with the glove.
It's part of that night you just mentioned on Tuesday. Lysell with his first NHL point.
Yeah, but it's more than that.
Yep. No, you said that even before he got that point, that he was having
just a better game.
Yeah. Foligno tried to angle one off the near boards. Vlasic couldn't keep it in. Lifts one back in towards Swayman, who made sure it went wide of the net. Jokiharju.
Wouldn't have counted, but
would have been offside. Geekie batting one ahead toward the Chicago line, but that's going to be an offside here against Boston.
Ryan, if I can, real quick, sad news this week out of the hockey world. A couple people passing away. One was Greg Millen, who was a goaltender in the NHL for a number of years and became an announcer up on Canadian TV. And condolences to him, or to his family and friends, and to Ray Shero, a guy that I knew. I played with Greg Millen a little bit, but very briefly. Ray Shero, who was in the agent business when I was breaking into the league, and ended up working with him, and he just was a really, really good person. Really enjoyed his company. Ended up being the GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins when they won the Stanley Cup. Passed away suddenly here a couple of days ago, and my thoughts and prayers are with his family and friends, and that's a sad day. A really good man. He was here at the Garden all the time, at the TD Garden.
There's a puck deflecting off a peak and going out of play.
He lived locally, and yeah, that was a tough one hearing about that. I hadn't realized he was sick, and
you mentioned his time in Pittsburgh. He had been, I believe, working as a consultant with the Wild in recent years.
Yeah, with Billy Guerin. Yeah. Well, he was a GM in Pittsburgh when Billy Guerin came on board there.
Face off in the Bruins defensive zone here with 12-12 left in this first period.
His father, Ray Shero, was a longtime NHL coach.
Freddie Shero, yeah. He was behind the bench for the Flyers Stanley Cup wins back in the 70s. Up along the near side circle. Veleno turning with it.
His nickname was the Fog.
Freddie the Fog. Yep. Up along the near side corner, backhanded out of the zone, and it's going to trickle all the way back down into Chicago end, and that'll be an icing with 11:45 left in this first period.
Yeah, that was difficult to hear when the news came out a couple days ago. Gary Bettman submitted a press release statement. Joe Sacco not too happy with that icing. he doesn't like the unnecessary icings. You know, you got to take an extra step, make the right play. Don't throw the puck hoping. And I think that happens too much in the Bruins. You know, not just when you're looking for flow in a game and you're looking to limit the mistakes. He thinks it's happened way too many times for his team.
Well, and we've seen it cost the Bruins in big situations, and it nearly did there as a shot got through Swayman, but pulled off the line.
Through a screen, changed direction.
Here's Levshinov. Over to Del Mastro. Throws one off Maroon's skate, kicked toward the top of the crease and off the backboards. Lauko will take one away out near the blue line here and work his way up the right side. Plays into the Chicago zone and now turns for a change. Mastro behind the Chicago net. It'll be brought ahead by Levshinov. Loaded up the right side. Azar will carry around behind Swayman. To Bertuzzi near side. And Zadorov got a piece of that one in front. Yoki Haru blocks a pass across and nearly directed it in on Swayman inadvertently. Zacha will backhand it out of the zone. Weissel taps into the middle from Middlestat. Moving it toward the left wing side. Sweeps it down toward the corner. Zacha keeps it moving. Weissel chasing toward the near side hash marks. And it'll come out of the zone, and Zadorov has to chase it all the way back. Blackhawks changing as we hit 10.5 to go here in the first period. Weissel had it knocked away by Bedard. On the far wall, Oliver Moore got crunched up against the boards in front of the Bruins bench by Zadorov. Korchinski going to bring it back toward the Boston zone. Around the far boards to Lohrei at the hash marks, and he backs it up to Andrew Peeke. Peeke from the near circle with a pass for Duran. Tipped out of the zone, trying to fight his way through Mikheyev. Bedard couldn't get his stick to a puck in front of the Chicago bench. Near side, Duran will send it down the right wing boards. Usnadinov in there after it. Duran as well along the near side. And instead the Blackhawks will play it across ice and slapped out of the zone, came back in, and it's offside against the Bruins. We've got 9:45 left here in the first period. No score, Boston and Chicago in an original 6 matchup. Here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's time to start a healthy relationship with your money. With Navigant Credit Union, there are no hidden fees, great interest rates, and support that puts you first. Make the switch today. Navigant Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
You can put some change in a stranger's parking meter. Don't pick up your phone inside the movie theater. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
And the Bruins will be back here on Causeway Tuesday night to celebrate Fan Appreciation Night, presented by TD Bank. Grab your ticket now and be here for all the action as they take on the Devils at 7 p.m. Just head to bostonbruins.com/tickets to lock in your seat. The face-off here at center ice with 9:45 to play here in this first period. That, of course, is the Bruins' final game of the season on Tuesday. In between now and then, trip to Pittsburgh on Sunday afternoon. Classic will get it deep behind Jeremy Swayman. Callahan wrapped it around the far side. Callahan a game removed from his first NHL goal in New Jersey on Tuesday. As Lindholm pass hits Geekie, kicks into the Chicago zone. Comes around behind the net. Pastrnak helped to create a turnover. Lindholm scored! And the Bruins jump on the board just past the midway point of the first period. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Pastrnak might have got a piece of this because that was not I think Lindholm was passing the puck to Pastrnak, who was going to the net. But the turnover takes place. Geekie right into the slot area. Good forecheck by Pastrnak, and gets that puck into the slot from the right wing circle, and Lindholm looked like he was trying to pass the puck to Pastrnak going to the net. Pastrak's lucky he didn't get a penalty there for tripping, but it deflects off of Murphy. Is it Murphy there? Or Rinzel? Excuse me, Rinzel. And then, I believe, off of Pastrnak.
It almost looked like Pastrnak was trying to jump out of the way, and it might have caught a piece of him on the way by.
Well, Kirchev tried to, so they're having a long discussion in front of the Chicago bench. Kirchev tried to jump past Pastrnak, and then Chicago thought it should have been a tripping penalty. And probably have an argument there.
So the Bruins with a 1-0 lead. 9:14 to go here in the first period. Puck comes deep into Boston territory. Hammered off the wall by Jokiharju. Lysell handed off for Middlestat. Zacha at center ice. Knocked away by Teravainen. Rinzel will get it back deep here. And Swayman tees it up behind the net. Jokiharju sent it around the near side boards. Teravainen from the blue line plays it across ice into the far corner. Zadorov will push it out of the zone. Bouncing puck comes in towards Soderblom. He's going to play it from the side of his net. The Vlasic in the corner. 8:40 to go here in the first period. Bertuzzi from the red line dumps it in on Swayman. Sticks it off toward the near side wall. Jokiharju will back it up. Pass evaded Lauko along the far boards. Del Mastro at his own blue line here for the Blackhawks. Off the far wall. Mikheyev chasing in behind Swayman, who comes out and sticks it away from him. Out into the neutral zone for Beecher. Ran out of space coming out toward the red line. Chicago's got it back. Mikheyev will drop it back for Bedard. His pass hit Kepke. He was right in his face. They eventually work it across to Mikheyev and back across to the near side for Bedard at the circle. Back across again to the far side. Mikheyev's shot had stopped by Swayman at the near point. Mikheyev deals off to the left circle for Bedard. Back to Mikheyev. Faked a one-timer. Pass instead goes to the far side for Del Mastro. Pivots down toward the corner. Floats one deep. It got through Oliver Moore. Back to Bedard now at the blue line. And the Blackhawks passing it around. Lose it out of the zone as Levchinov has to back off all the way to his own blue line. Give the Bruins a chance to change here. They do credit Pastrnak with the goal from Lindholm and Geekie. That line strikes yet again. Puck will come behind the net. Centering pass by Maroon was broken up. Back to the far point. And Duran able to block a centering feed. Puck will come to Husnudinov. Wotherspoon looking for Duran. Got a piece of it. No icing as it goes around behind the Chicago net. Here's sidewall. Duran putting some pressure on, helping to keep that puck in. Husnudinov skating in behind the net now. Backhands one off the far boards. Sent over to Wotherspoon for a one-timer, wide to the short side. Husnudinov along the far side circle. Lifted toward the corner. Minton try to play it back down the wall. Cut off, and Korchinski has it for the Blackhawks. Rink-wide pass missed Veleno, and that will go for an icing against Chicago.
Between the Pipes is sponsored by Charles D. Sheehy. If you're in the piping trades, you need to call Charles D. Sheehy, Boston's premier piping and mechanical product supplier. CDS is your local leader. Between the Pipes for the Chicago Blackhawks is Arvid Soderblom, and for the Bruins, Jeremy Swayman.
Soderblom, 25 years old, undrafted free agent, making his 32nd start of the season. But it's only his third start in the last 12. As off the faceoff, Jokiharju's got it at the right point. Zadorov will push it down the wall, and Pasternak brings it back out toward the blue line. Walks it toward the near side, trying to get it to Geekie at the right circle, picked off by Veleno. And he'll lift one high into the air into the Boston zone. Veleno coming over from Detroit at the trade deadline. Here's Pasternak on the right wing circle. Played it back to Jokiharju at the point. Pasternak, top of the near circle. Started to pivot toward the wall. Instead gave it back to Jokiharju, and his shot deflected in front. Goes out, up and over the glass and out of play. 5:54 left here in the first period. It's the Bruins 1, the Blackhawks nothing. On the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network. Driven by the versatile Honda CR-V. It's your local Honda dealer.
Carla only has the best tech. Can't connect to network. But she didn't have the best internet. So she got Cox multi-gig speeds to power all her... Now, all her tech is... connected. Give your tech the speed it deserves. Get our top-tier internet with Cox multi-gig. 2 gig download speeds, individual speeds vary. See Cox.com for details.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Connect with Boston's home for sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead. 5:54 to go here in the first period. Prior to tonight's game, Bruins handing out some season awards. Congratulations to Parker Wotherspoon, this year's John P. Busick Award winner for exceptional off-ice charitable contributions. Good to see Chief on the ice to give out that trophy. David Pasternak, the Elizabeth Dufresne Award for outstanding performance on home ice. The Eddie Shore Award for exceptional hustle and determination, given to Morgan Geekie. And our 3 stars of the season, Geekie the 3rd star, Jeremy Swayman the 2nd star, David Pasternak, of course, the number 1 star of the year for the Bruins. As Boston gets the puck into the attack zone here. Centering pass by Lysell, hit a body. Del Mastro was battling in front against Zacha. Zacha now in the corner. Blackhawks will clear it away. Brought out into neutral ice by Levchinov, lifted up toward the Boston zone, or Bertuzzi, excuse me, back to flip that in.
That's a skating style you can't make.
There's Middlestat toward the far boards and plays it through the neutral zone. Over to Korchinski for the Blackhawks. Chased by Lysell behind the net. Fabian's got him tied up and wins that battle. Walks it toward the far corner. Pass blocked by Bedard. Comes back down low and taken away by Husnudinov. Dealt it back off to Callahan for a shot from the top of the circle and a save made and no rebound.
Callahan's feeling it.
Going for number 2 in 2 games.
Had that goal last game. Defensive defenseman. He was named an all-star down in the American Hockey League. I don't know if he ended up playing in that game or not because he was up here at the time, I believe. But a defensive defenseman, getting the recognition he deserves and an opportunity.
I think by and large, this is his 17th game up here. He's been a solid defensive defenseman in the time that he's been here. You know, as a depth guy, obviously been pressed into service with the injuries that the Bruins have dealt with on the back end. Jokiharju floats one through the slot, off into the far corner. It'll come free to Pasternak. He gets ridden away from it by Crevier. Moore going to dump it back in towards Swayman, who stops it on his backhand, gives it toward Jokiharju. Up the right side here for Geekie, trying to settle a bouncing puck, and then his pass gets deflected high up into the air. Zell got it back toward the Boston zone, but controlled by Zadorov. Jokiharju over to Pasternak. Skates in across the line, dealing with Moore over there. Now Rinzel's got it back for the Blackhawks. Fired across ice by McKayev. Here's Bedardo on the far circle. Dealt one toward Rinzel. Backing toward the blue line. Now cuts back down toward the left circle. Geekie blocked a pass and able to fight out of the zone. And now turned back. Zadorov's got it. Will circle back behind the Bruins net. Bruins changing up ahead of the play. Pass up the left side. Tipped in by Husnudinov. Minton gets in there along the left wing corner. Brings in behind the net. Around to the right corner. And now from the right circle a shot. And Soderblom makes the save on that. Hangs on to it.
Fraser Minton and Connor Bedard played some youth hockey together. Played a couple of seasons as I believe it was, I don't know if they called them Bantams or they called them U whatever they are now. And but they went out to dinner last night, just the two of them. Minton didn't really know where to go.
Yeah,
he just got here, really. So he did a little Google search on a couple of things, and they ended up finding a restaurant and went. Funny, just the two of them. Neither one of them could drink.
Right. We got a penalty coming up here against Chicago.
One's 19, one's 20.
Right. 3:22 left here in the first. Bruins about to go to the power play with a 1-0 lead.
Another no argument.
Chicago number 55, minor penalty, hooking.
Artem Levshinov, the rookie defenseman. He's another just 19 years of age, Belarusian. Made his NHL debut a month ago today. Played a year at Michigan State before turning pro. Face-off near circle down to our right. Bruins start the power play with Lindholm winning the face-off. Back to Lohrei for a shot. Save made. Rebound came right through the slot. No one could get a stick on it before Foligno sends one all the way down. 3:10 to go here in the first period. Bruins up 1. Lohrei sweeps it for Pasternak. Now Lindholm fires a pass up the left side. Just onside. Pasternak just out of his reach. The pass from Mittelstadt, but he tracks it in behind the Chicago net. Mittelstadt on the left wing, hash marks. Backhands it back to Lohrei at the point. Mason walks it toward the high slot. Now gives to Geekie right circle. Deflected shot goes up and over the net. Rinzel wins it along the end boards. Gets to Foligno and brought through neutral ice. Azar will play it into the Boston zone. Turn and go for a change.
You mentioned Levshinov. He's second overall pick.
Yes. And Lohrei, a giveaway coming out of the zone. Teravainen read it, took it away, and fires a shot into Jeremy Swayman's breadbasket. He'll draw the whistle.
Yeah, it's a delay or whatever you want to call it. That back pass as you're coming out of the zone. Lohrei puts it tape to tape. The Blackhawks.
Teravainen had that one scouted. He'll take the face-off here for Chicago against Zacha in the Bruins defensive zone. Zacha wins it. Jokiharju trying to keep away from Teravainen in the near corner. He'll circle back behind his net. 54 seconds left on the power play. The pass comes to Lysell. Up through the neutral ice. Zacha deals off to the left side. Trying to get it back across was Zadorov. Puck ricocheting around. Now Husnudinov will sweep it around.
Well, 2D here on this power play unit with Terry out of the lineup.
Lysell, near circle. Zacha sends over to Zadorov from the face-off dot. The shot turned away. Lysell, near circle again. Back to Jokiharju. 28 to go on the power play. Lysell walks it down the circle. Dealt it down low and gets it right back. Now brings it up toward the top of the face-off circle. Trying to get it to Zacha. Came back to Lysell, and his shot tipped up and over the head of Soderblom and will be cleared all the way down towards Swayman with 12 to go on the power play. Parker Wotherspoon will start out of the Bruins zone. Levshinov about to come out of the box here for the Blackhawks. Near side wall, takeaway by Moore, and Here come the Blackhawks ahead with Bedard. Levshunov to the right wing circle. Dealt it back off for Rinzel coming down the slot, but his attempt ended up going wide. Run back out through neutral ice. Vlasic will skate back just ahead of Lauko as we come down toward the final minute of this first period. Moore to the attacking blue line, and his pass across the ice deflected and ends up in the lap of Jonas Korpisalo over on the Bruins bench.
Blocker save for Korpisalo over there.
56 seconds to go in this first period.
Best chance might have been Zadorov, right? Second power play unit from the left wing circle. Bruins electing to go with 2 defensemen on that unit. We said Lettieri out as a scratch today, with Duran making his NHL debut.
Should mention, by the way, Korpisalo yesterday named the Bruins nominee for the Masterton Trophy for perseverance, sportsmanship, and dedication to hockey. Face-off will be to the left of Jeremy Swayman.
There's a few pretty good candidates around the league this year.
Drive turned away by Swayman. Back at the blue line. Levshunov throws one into the slot. Kicked out of there by Lindholm. Tracks it down to Levshunov and throws it back to the net. Now Bedard along the near boards finds a cutting Donato. Brings it toward the corner. Back to Levshunov at the hash marks. Dealt it back to the point. El Mastro gave it up and got it right back as he works his way to the left side. Moore now in near side circle. 25 to go in the first period. Bedard's pass picked off by Pastrnak. He'll skate it out of his own zone through neutral ice, having to deal with Levshunov, and couldn't get it cleanly into the offensive zone. Donato coming back the other way, takes a shot wide on the stick side of Swayman. 10 seconds left in the period. As a block here, Lindholm trying to spring Pastrnak for a last-second rush. Could not. Blackhawks going to be whistled for an icing here with 1.6 seconds to go as they tried to get it back to Bedard, headed the other way.
It was well read, though. You know, Pastrnak takes off, and they're going to try to force a pass to him. Why not? You know, time's running down, and it's easy for me to say from here, you know, because it's now you can think about it for a second. But instead of going tape to Pastrnak, you go behind him so that it goes off the wall. And that right defenseman, that weak side defenseman who's stepping up to get in front of the pass, now he's going to be beat because Pasternak's going to go by him. Like I said, easy to say,
right,
or easy to say now, sitting up here. But he would have had a breakaway. You do that,
right? Face-off controlled by Chicago. That will bring us to the end of the first period. So the Bruins, the lone tally in this one so far. David Pastrnak gets his 42nd of the year from Elias Lindholm and Morgan Geekie at 10:39 of the first. And Boston takes a 1-0 lead into the locker room for the first intermission. We'll be back with our first intermission next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Carla only has the best tech. Can't connect to network. But she didn't have the best internet. So she got Cox multi-gig speeds to power all her... Now, all her tech is... connected. Give your tech the speed it deserves. Get our top-tier internet with Cox multi-gig. 2 gig download speeds, individual speeds vary. See Cox.com for details.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention everyone who's wearing clothing. Are you wearing anything that's made in the USA? If the tariffs go into effect, the price of your clothing will increase. But not if you're shopping at Ocean State Job Lot. We do not import clothing. Late shipments, bad credit, and bankruptcy all create first quality closeout opportunities. Job Lot doesn't pay a tariff, so you won't pay a tariff. We bought it cheap, so you can buy it cheap. Together, we can fight tariffs and inflation. If you work hard for your money, you'll have a friend at Ocean State Job Lot.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Hey, it's Dennis Quaid here. There's a pressing issue that still needs attention: the state of our retirement savings. We're dealing with $36 trillion in debt, and the interest on that debt is now greater than our entire defense budget for the first time in history. And with global tension still high, it's more important than ever to help secure your financial future. That's why I partnered with a great company, Goldco, who is offering you a free copy of their gold and silver kit. The kit contains vital information to help you navigate the current economic landscape and offers strategies to help you protect your life savings. Get a free gold and silver kit to get the facts and make a decision that's right for you and your family by calling 855-GOLD-IRA. You may even qualify for free bonus silver plus a free Ronald Reagan silver coin. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Is your relationship with your bank in a rut? Might be time for someone new. At Navigant Credit Union, we offer better rates, fewer fees, and support that puts you first. Don't put it off. Join Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Celtics play here at the Sports Hub.
Anyone can skate in a beer league.
The hockey is just an excuse to get out with the guys and drink beer.
But only the best can skate in the Beers League.
They're a good bunch of guys. Dumber than a sack of hammers, but good.
Here's what's on top of Beersy's list this week.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead over Chicago after 1 in our first intermission Beers League tonight. We've been running down the list of candidates for awards around the league. Tonight we're going to focus in on the Selke Trophy for Best Defensive Forward. And we'll start with a guy who has won this award twice in his career, the LA Kings' Anze Kopitar.
You know, coming here, you just want to be a well-rounded player. And, early on, coaches Mark Crawford gave me a little bit more freedom, but then Terry Murray came in and he was very adamant of playing the 200-foot game.
Yeah, Kopitar is just that, the 200-foot game. You know, this award, we didn't even have to do this segment in years past because Patrice Bergeron was around. But Kopitar's been in the mix here for quite a while. LA is a good defensive team. He's the leader of that good defensive team. He's second on the team in scoring. He's up there in ice time, just under 20 minutes, 18, 19 minutes a game. And Kopitar's, he's in this mix just about every year.
And he, as I said, he won it twice.
Durable.
In 2016 and 2018. So going back nine and 7 years.
And they said durable.
Yeah.
He's he goes out and he does his job. He's a fun guy to watch. He's a big guy, gets his points, but really responsible both ends of the ice.
Well, next up on our list is Tampa Bay's Anthony Cirelli, and their head coach John Cooper appreciates his commitment to the team.
He's such you just circle the dirty areas on the ice, and he goes to them and excels in them.
Look, he's got that look about him that you don't like him if you're an opposing player, but he's always in your face. He's always just like John Cooper just said. He's got 26 goals this year. Tampa has 7 20-plus goal scorers. So that's how many goals that they score. And Cirelli's right there with them, 26 and 26 assists as well, and a plus player by a mile. So he's a guy that's going to say, I'll take those matchups against the other team's top centerman, and I'll relish that, and I'll play, and I'll be in their face all game, and he does just that.
Next up, Joel Eriksson Ek, playing for the Minnesota Wild, and head coach John Hines.
He's a hard player to find. When you go through different places you've been and you look around the league, to find a player like him that can play as consistently as he does, as hard as he does on both sides of the puck is impressive.
Yeah, the thing going against Eriksson Ek is he's only played 43 games this year. He just came back from injury, and that's a big guy coming back into the lineup, along with Kaprizov into Minnesota's lineup. So getting those two guys back just before the playoffs is a major boost. Eriksson Ek is a hard guy to play against, big guy. It's taken him a while a little. He kind of, when he first broke into the league, he was a first-round pick. When he first broke into the league, it was like, how's this guy going to be? Is he going to be a player? Is he going to continue? And he just kind of got better and better. Hard guy to play against, can take some of those tough matchups, and he can chip in some offense as well.
Next up, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Mitch Marner.
Tavares checking him. Draisaitl's pass is blocked. The Leafs counter. Marner is along with Tavares. 2-on-1. Marner in over the line looking for Tavares. Score!
Marner, the only winger on the list, soon to become a free agent, by the way. Excellent player both ends of the ice. He's so dynamic offensively, but really conscious defensively in how he plays. Him along with a guy like Mark Stone in Vegas. Those two guys talked about for Selke's here over the last few years, and I think that Mark Stone is right up there. I want to say the last winger to win it was Lettinen from Dallas Stars. I could be wrong on that. Jeremy, our producer, is going to fact check me on that one, but Yuri Lettinen, I believe, was the last winger to win it. Maybe Mark Stone. If Stone won it, I can't remember.
And we started with a two-time winner. We will end the list with another two-time winner, Sasha Barkov, the Florida Panthers. Paul Maurice talked about his impact.
Some of the games that he's played this year where he's had the most impact, he doesn't show up on the score sheet. And then what his gift is, he defines everyone else's game.
Yeah, those Paul Maurice sound bites never get Barkov's, and he's got the Stanley Cup now to go along with it. So, Barkov's just a really well-respected player both ends of the ice and throughout the league.
And winner in 2021 and 2024 of the Selke Trophy. Those are some of the nominees from around the league. We are through one period of play here at TD Garden tonight, and the Bruins have a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks. David Pasternak's 42nd goal of the season, assisted by Elias Lindholm and Morgan Geekie at 10:39 of the first. The Blackhawks out shooting the Bruins 11-10 in shots on goal in that first period. Each team 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Coming up next, we'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines, and then we'll return to TD Garden for the second period on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Save on Cox Internet when you add Cox Mobile and get fiber-powered internet at home and unbeatable 5G reliability on the go. So whether you're playing a game at home, yes, cool, or attending one live, you can do more without spending more. Learn how to save at cox.com/internet. Cox Internet is connected to the premises via coaxial cable. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability as measured by Ookla LLC in the U.S. 2H 2023. Results may vary, not an endorsement. Other restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You manage your business, we'll manage your finances. With Navigant Credit Union's cash management services, you'll boost efficiency and enhance performance. From collections to disbursements, it's the expertise you didn't know you needed. Try Navigant Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBCFM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
NHL scoreboard after one period. It's Detroit 1, Panthers 0. The Buffalo Sabres have a 2-1 lead over Columbus. No score midway through the first between Carolina and Washington. And the Rangers have a 1-0 lead over the Islanders. A few other games tonight. Dallas hosts Winnipeg. Vancouver travels to Colorado. Utah will host Nashville, while Vegas will host Seattle, and Anaheim travels to L.A. to take on the Kings. Red Sox, walk-off winners versus Toronto tonight at Fenway. Trevor Story sent everybody home with an infield single. In the 11th inning, snapping a 3-game losing streak, and at the Masters, Justin Rose, the leader, after day one at 7 under. Scotty Scheffler is just 3 strokes back. To Fansgiving is here. The Boston Bruins have teamed up with TD Bank and TD Garden to show our fans appreciation for their support. Each day through April 15th, you'll be eligible to win some amazing prizes. Today's prize is 2 TD Bank Community Clubhouse tickets. To see the full prize schedule and enter for a chance to win, visit bostonbruins.com/Fansgiving. Headlines are brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com to save 15% off your next drive to oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. I'm Joe Murray. Second period's next. The 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Are you taking steps to help protect your money from the potential impact of world war? Russia and Ukraine, Israel, Gaza. We've seen threats from Iran, and now Syria. What impact will these conflicts have on the global economy and your retirement savings? Right now, thousands of hardworking Americans are learning how to help protect their hard-earned savings with a free gold and silver kit from the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. You can also get up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver. To see if you qualify, call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-GOLD-IRA.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Zoe. The football offseason is here, and that means it's time to revamp our team's roster. It's also time to revamp your technology and IT systems with Oakers Technologies. Oakers has a history of shaping the future for over 100 years. They made their clients future-ready to meet their ever-evolving needs. They're a New England company that gets it, delivering the attention of a local team with the skill to be your single-source IT partner. From full IT infrastructure rebuilds to your everyday AV upgrades, Oakers Technologies makes it easy to be future-ready. Visit okers.com.
Whoa, a crack in my windshield, seriously?
At Autoglass Now, they know that a cracked windshield can be a pain in the glass. But don't worry, they've got you covered. Autoglass Now provides fast and reliable repairs. Call or visit Autoglass Now and they'll get you scheduled today.
Autoglass Now gets you Autoglass Now.
Hi, this is Bob Sosi, voice of New England football. You've heard me talk about Clear Path for Veterans and safety insurance. Now New Hampshire residents can also support our veterans and save on auto insurance. Clear Path for Veterans is working with Safety Insurance to help New England veterans at the Resource Center in Devens, Massachusetts. Safety policyholders can make a $50 tax-deductible donation to Clear Path and earn a 5% discount on your safety automobile insurance. New Hampshire and Massachusetts residents can say thanks to those who serve and get rewarded. Visit safetyforvets.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Hey, it's Zoe. The football offseason is here, and that means it's time to revamp our team's roster. It's also time to revamp your technology and IT systems with Oakers Technologies. Oakers has a history of shaping the future for over 100 years. They made their clients future-ready to meet their ever-evolving needs. They're a New England company that gets it, delivering the attention of a local team with the skill to be your single-source IT partner. From full IT infrastructure rebuilds to your everyday AV upgrades, Oakers Technologies makes it easy to be future-ready. Visit okers.com.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Bruins with a 1-0 lead over the Chicago Blackhawks at the end of one. We are joined downstairs by Riley Duran, making his Boston Bruins debut. Local kid. Riley, what does tonight mean to you?
Yeah, it's a dream come true. Going to all these games growing up, it's really special. Glad the first shift is over, but now to playing.
Who was your favorite Bruin as you grew up in Woburn?
I mean, there's so many. The 2011 Cup team, there's a lot, but you gotta go with Marshy or Bergies. Those are always the best.
Not bad examples either. What was your main focus coming in here? I'm sure there's a lot of emotion. How do you control that and channel it in the right way tonight?
Yeah, I just think after that first shift, I kind of got all the jitters out of the way, and now just to playing hockey now, trying to win a hockey game.
I heard you say that today you didn't buy a lot of tickets for tonight's game.
No, I did not. All my friends and family have jobs, so I'm still in Providence.
Love it. Congratulations on getting to make your debut. Good luck in the rest of the way.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks to Riley Duran for joining us. He's brought to you by TD Bank. TD Bank cardholders score special benefits at TD Garden, from pro shop discounts and free tours to free popcorn and more. Learn more at the TD Garden website. TD Bank, bank of the Boston Celtics and Bruins. 1-0 Bruins have the lead as we get ready to start the second period here tonight at TD Garden. Boston will go from right to left on offense here in period number 2. By the way, if you were listening to our discussion between periods, Bob Beers nailed it correctly. Yuri Lehtinen, back in 2003, was the last winger to win the Selke Trophy. Been nothing but centerman ever since, including, of course, 6 for Patrice Bergeron. So we're going to face off at center ice to get things underway.
I wasn't sure if there was another winger that wanted in between him but tough to crack the Bergeron, Kopitar, Barkov grouping.
Lehtinen won it.
Stone was up for it.
Yeah. Lehtinen won it 3 times in his career. Before that, you got to go back to 1991 and Dirk Graham of the Chicago Blackhawks. Puck will come behind the Chicago net. Controlled and shot off the near boards by Del Mastro. Picked off the neutral ice. Lorai over to Minton. And wait for Duran to get back on side as he was in on the forecheck. It'll come back around the near side. And he and Husnudinov after it. Here's Minton from the near face-off dot with a shot. And Soderblom makes the glove save.
Yeah, good hustle in the offensive zone, though, to get this puck free. Minton was a recipient. A puck that came to him in the slot area. Turned around and fired. Scored his first goal as a Bruin. It's funny, he's got little NHL experience, right? This is only, his 4th game here with the Bruins. And what was his exact number with Toronto?
This is his 19th game in the NHL this year.
This is the 3rd time he's played against Connor Bedard, his childhood friend.
Lysell trying to send it toward the slot, kicked out of there.
Or a friend of his, from his childhood. Right. They were teammates at one point as kids. They're still kids.
Yeah, as you said, neither one, they went out to dinner last night, and neither one of them can legally buy a drink. We get a face-off coming back in the Bruins zone here with 57 seconds gone in this second period. And Minton had 4 games in the NHL last season, and then 15 with the Toronto Maple Leafs this year before coming over to Boston in the trade. 10 games in Providence, got recalled, and now in his 4th game here with the Bruins. It'll be played down the wall and around behind the Bruins net. Teravainen from the near circle throws one in front. That ricocheted off the body, and it'll be cleared out into neutral ice. Middlestat skating ahead, stops just inside the line. Finds Zacha coming down the middle, and his shot just up over the crossbar off the glass. Lysell back to Zadorov, whips it across ice off the Karam Jokiharju into the corner for Zacha. Back to Jokiharju at the right point, trying to throw that to the net. That was blocked, and it'll be cleared out by Nazar. Zadorov backing toward his own zone, and he's going to circle all the way back behind the net as Teravainen was shadowing him. Now he turns and goes for a change. Long pass ahead. Geekie trying to handle that at the attacking blue line. Blackhawks instead will start out. Classic with a pass directed deep by Moore, and apparently did not get it. So they're going to bring that all the way back down to Chicago territory for the faceoff.
Let's see if the Bruins can build on this. They had a close call there earlier when they got called for an icing, right? And there was a shot from the point that pinballed around, hit a couple of bodies, trickled through the legs of Swayman. Not sure if it would have gone in. Witherspoon made sure it didn't, but other than that, they ran in too much trouble inside their own zone.
Moore with a rink-wide pass looking for Bedard. Callahan getting a stick in on that. Pastrnak back deep in the Boston zone. Moving from right to left here in the second period. Pastrnak through the center ice circle. Out into the Chicago zone, but Rinzella has it back on his stick for the Blackhawks as he skates it out toward the red line. Dumps it in. And that puck ricochets out of the corner and up into the netting, out of play. Stoppage with 17:37 left here in the second. We will be in Pittsburgh on Sunday afternoon. Bruins and Penguins. That's a 3:30 face-off. Back here on Tuesday night against New Jersey for the season finale. Beecher wins it back toward the Bruins zone here. Laurent sending it across ice. Pete skating into the attack zone. Stops on the hash marks far side. Wraps it toward the near side, and Koepke. Goal line extended. We'll play it back toward the far corner. Peak inching into that corner. But Veleno's got it back for Chicago. And the long outlet pass. They're trying to get a break there for Slaggert. Come back into the Bruins zone. That's going to be an icing here against Chicago. Choppy start to this second period. First start of the first period wasn't, it was a little choppy as well.
It's due respect to both teams. They're two teams that aren't anywhere right now. They're kind of playing out the string. You got guys that are battling. Don't get me wrong. It's not that the work ethic isn't there, but it's not that crisp. It's not that the execution's not all there right now.
There's Riley Duran sending it toward the near side point. Laurent over to Peak. His shot attempt was blocked.
I mean, a lot of these guys that are on the Bruins right now, and I don't know who's on the roster. I'm going to do a little digging on that for the playoffs, but a lot of them are going to go down to Providence.
Right.
And they should have a very good competitive team down there come playoff time.
Peak center of the blue line. Left side finds Laurent, and his return pass picked off by Maroon. Big rig. Bringing it up ice. Send it over to the left side, and Slaggert got turned around.
Maroon does not have the foot speed, and he made that play. I mean, Laurent put it on his tape. He moved it. You give it to the right guy, and then you're trying to 2-on-1. Laurent is able to get back, and no option there. He's going to make a good.
There's a drive coming across the line by Levchinov, who puts it right into Swayman's chest.
And I say this because I want to make sure I say it the right way. Maroon's won a Stanley Cup, done more than I could ever done in the NHL, and I commend him for it. But he's going to make a great beer league player. I mean, he really is.
It's on social media yesterday. David Pastrnak sent Maroon a Bruins-themed cake, wishing him happy retirement. Come around the near side here.
He's, obviously wasn't here very long. We talked to him a couple of times, and he was a good guy to talk to. And a wealth of experience and everything. But he just, I think he's going to make a.
Oh, here's a chance right in front. Mittelstadt over to Zacha. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Puck will come back toward the Bruins zone, courtesy of Foligno. Zadorov in the near corner. Off of Mittelstadt. He pokes it along, looking for Lysell. Turn it over, coming out of the zone. Khrushchev to the far circle. Winds it back around behind the net. Zadorov is there. Zacha to Lysell, coming through neutral ice, cutting to his right. Just onside as they gain the attack on.
Not so sure.
Well, it was called just onside. Won't matter. Blackhawks are going to clear it. Brought back through neutral ice. Nazar trying to pass left side. Witherspoon got in the way of that. Comes back through the neutral zone, and Korchinski is back for Chicago. Pass off the leg of Nazar. Bertuzzi will get it deep into Boston territory, all the way around to the far side. Poked out toward the blue line. Thrown back toward the net. Bertuzzi was there, but so was Callahan, and that deflects up and out of play.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
And a defensive zone face-off coming up here for Boston. Blackhawks with a quick huddle discussing strategy. And now face-off won by Beecher. Peak will send it around the far boards to Lauko coming out across the blue line. He gives to Beecher coming through neutral ice. Turned over, coming down the far side. Teravainen will just knock it back out of the Chicago zone. Peak circles back. Pass over to Laurent. Pivots away from Teravainen. Right side, here's Peak working his way through the right circle. Into the corner now for Lauko. Backhanded along for Koepke, but bounced away, and Rinzel finds Teravainen out near the blue line. Chicago will control it. 5:45 gone in this second period. Bruins have the only goal, a David Pastrnak tally in the first. At center ice, Zadorov battling with Bertuzzi. Now the puck comes off the wall. Bertuzzi whipping it across the ice looking for Bedard. But broken up. Zadorov has it back. Laurent, his pass onto the stick of Rinzel here for the Blackhawks. Back into the attacking zone here by Chicago. As Bedard unleashes a shot from the right circle and a flashy glove save by Jeremy Swayman, and will get a stoppage in play. 13:40 to go here in the second period. It's the Bruins 1, Blackhawks nothing on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Apartments.com makes it so easy for renters to find the right pet-friendly rental that we've noticed a growing phenomenon, renter zoomies.
We've got a match, sir.
Ooh, a pet-friendly two-bedroom condo? Let's go!
Is this normal? Should we intervene?
No, let it run its course. You know, it's just a natural way that they release excitement.
I'm tired just watching her.
There's nothing like helping renters find the perfect home. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
David Pasternak's goal, assisted by Elias Lindholm and Morgan Geekie in the first period, is our delivery of the game, delivered by Granite City Electric's GCE Night Train. Electrical contractors, get on board the GCE Night Train. Order your materials to be delivered overnight to the job site the following morning and save time and money. Go to GCEnighttrain.com to order. At the only goal of the game so far, 13:37 to go here in the second. Bruins up 1. Rinzel will send one down along the end boards in the Bruins zone. Jokiharju able to seal it off. Zadorov sends it out through neutral ice. Duran chips it down into the right wing corner and around behind the Chicago net. To the near side, Zadorov played it back around. Here is Duran out of the right corner. Sends it back to Jokiharju with a point. Jokiharju trying to cut through Bedard, who got a stick in on that puck and is able to just get it out across the blue line in front of the Bruins bench. Ran backhanded across the ice into the near corner. He played out into neutral ice. Kaev finds a cutting Oliver Moore. Moving toward the right side. Plays it around Callahan. Wotherspoon behind the Bruins net. Reversed it back toward the near side. Callahan moves it up or Middlestat at his own blue line. Reaching out, coming through neutral ice, Lysell. Batted away from him, but here's Middlestat. Moving to the right circle, took a shot. Soderblom made the save, rebound into the far corner. Forced out across the blue line. Coming through neutral ice was Crevier, but the big man couldn't quite catch up with that puck in time. 6'8", 228-pound, 23-year-old is Crevier. Zacha and Middlestat near circle with a shot. Reiser goes up off the glass.
This line's had a couple chances, right? Middlestat just had a chance earlier, and then him and Zacha were playing catch, and probably one of them should have decided to take that shot a little earlier this period.
Here's Foligno with some space up the right wing side. Moving in, circle, shoots, and scores. And the former Bruin, and now Blackhawks captain Nick Foligno ties the game at 1.
Yeah, the Bruins give up this 2-on-1. Foligno coming down his off wing. It's almost a half breakaway for Foligno. He's got Donato on the other side, but he's looking net the entire time as Peak is trying to get back on him. And it's just a good shot. He's a left-hand shot coming down that right wing side, his off wing. He never looks at Donato. He just looks up and he fires this puck just past that blocker side there. Halfway up the post on Jeremy Swayman. Perfect shot by Foligno as the Bruins give that up. We said not much has really been going on for either team. Bruins had a couple chances with the Middlestat line.
For Foligno, that's his 13th goal of the season. He's got the puck back on his stick and wheels around and flips a backhander across the ice looking for Kurashev, but Bruins instead will bring the other way. Pasternak sent one toward the slot, got blocked. Jokiharju will take it down into the far corner, all the way across to Pasternak, left circle, a shot, and Soderblom got a piece of that, tipped up into the air. He wasn't sure where it went. Blackhawks will ice it here with 11:33 to go in this second period.
Yeah, he didn't know where that puck was. That puck went straight up in the air on Pasternak's shot. Went off the blocker, up in the air, and out the other way.
The Bruins will get an attack zone face-off for the Pasternak-Lindholm-Geekie line. In a tie game with 11:33 left here in the second period. Puck pushed up the wall by the Blackhawks, but Jokiharju will play it back deep. In that far corner, Geekie trying to lift the stick of Del Mastro. The Bruins do get the puck back, and here's Zadorov throwing one to the net. Just out of the reach of Soderblom's glove, as the Blackhawks going to get whistled for another icing here off the clear. Keeping track tonight?
I am. It just nothing slows a game down more than just icing after icing. I mean, sometimes you get video replay or things like that, but it's the unnecessary icings that kind of they drive the coaches crazy. You're trying to get into the rhythm of a game as well, and it slows everything down.
Yeah. Face off, pulled back toward the near boards.
I get it's going to happen once in a while, and then sometimes you're going to intentionally do it if you're under a ton of pressure or whatever. But it's the ones that can be avoided.
Shanov got it into neutral ice. Here's Donato, top of the face-off circle. Donato takes the shot. Save made by Swayman, and the rebound nearly went right to Veleno. Beecher got in the way.
Donato's had himself a year, huh?
Has. Breathing down the 30-goal mark.
29 goals for Donato on it.
And about to be a free agent.
Chicago can score some goals, though. Look at Bedard. I mean, he's got 20 goals, right? 40 assists. But a minus, is he up to 40 yet?
Minus 40, I believe, coming into the game.
That's a tough season, and for a guy that, you're coming in trying to be the face of the franchise, a lot of pressure on him, first of all. And then a team that has struggled here the couple seasons he's been here. Are they going to be looking for a new coach again after the season?
Yeah, the last time these teams played was the last game for
Luke Richardson.
His head coach. He got fired the next day, and under Sorensen has taken over as the interim. Finish out the season.
We got two interim coaches here, so there's decisions to be made. And it's more than that, right? Philly's got interim.
Right. It comes back toward the Bruin zone. Nazar chasing. Ridden to the boards behind the net by Callahan. A centering pass denied by Husnudinov in front of Swing.
Good help by Husnudinov, because Wotherspoon had left the front of the net to throw that hit. And Callahan was chasing, so they were both behind the goal line, below the goal line.
Picked up off the near boards by Crevier. Irvine going to bring it out of the Chicago zone. Pass up ice.
Cam Neely recently said that in an article, he said that Joe Sacco would get consideration, but he wasn't committing to anything yet. That's going to be something that's off season to decide.
Here's Mittelstadt, got one across and right back across. Lysell with a golden opportunity. Soderblom made a great stop.
This line's been a threat all period.
Blackhawks will come back the other way. McAvoy trying to get to the net. Jokiharju rides him toward the end wall.
That's a great passing play right there. All three forwards touching the puck. Bruins are going to get a penalty for delay of game. Mittelstadt frustrated with himself. He's going to go to the box, though. But a nice tic-tac-toe passing play. What a save by Soderblom.
With 8:41 to go here in the second, Chicago will go to the power play when we come back. It's a tie game, 1-1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Whoa. A crack in my windshield? Seriously?
At Autoglass Now, they know that a cracked windshield can be a pain in the glass. But don't worry, they've got you covered. Autoglass Now provides fast and reliable repairs. Call or visit Autoglass Now and they'll get you scheduled today.
Autoglass Now gets you Autoglass Now.
Felger and Maz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
8:41 to go here in the second period in a tie game, and the Bruins will be shorthanded here as Casey Mittelstadt airmailed one out of the defensive zone over the bench and into the crowd. So delay of game penalty. So Chicago's second power play chance of the game. Puck will angle in behind Jeremy Swayman here. And an easy clear all the way down the ice. Rinzel tap it around inside the Chicago zone. Right back to Rinzel. He'll skate it ahead to the red line. Dumped it in. Hampus Lindholm first to it. Reversed it back around toward the near side. Zadorov trying to clear. Was deflected. Rinzel kept it in. And as they try to move it toward the far side, it'll come out of the zone. Karavainen on the near side. And knocked down. Zadorov stepping up in the neutral ice. Lindholm takes away a pass on the far side. Gets grabbed and turned around by Bedard. And Bedard's going to take the penalty.
Yeah. There haven't been any arguments by any of the players going to the box tonight. There haven't been a lot of penalties.
There are 4 penalties, and they've all been pretty obvious, right?
There's not been one argument going to the box.
With the Bedard penalty,
I think the only argument was when who was it got tripped up by Pasternak and the Bruins ended up scoring.
Right before the Bruins. Yeah, right before the Bruins goal.
Might have been Kurashev, maybe.
So we'll see a minute 18 of 4-on-4, barring any more penalties, and then the Bruins will have an abbreviated power play on the back end. Just under 8 to go here in this second period. 1-1 our score.
You know the numbers say that Chicago has a decent power play. It didn't look like it there. That was a little ugly.
Well, their first chance tonight, they were having trouble getting the puck into the attack zone. Borai brings around behind the Chicago net, works his way all the way back to the high slot, and then his shot gets blocked by Levchinov. Teravainen chasing it through neutral ice, but Fraser Minton gets back in front of him to win the puck. Borai Sends it back over toward the far side. Jokiharju moves it up the right side. Minton stops just inside the Chicago zone. Backhands it toward the circle. It came to Jokiharju for a shot, and Soderblom made the save there. Now on the far boards, it's Husnudinov pushing it back toward Jokiharju with the blue line. Chipped it down toward the corner. That bounced away from Levshinov. Went back in behind the net. Korchinski pivots away from Husnudinov and now reverses the puck back toward the near circle. And plenty of space for Teravainen. Levshinov will skate it toward the far side and then nearly handed it right to Pavel Zacha. Instead, the Blackhawks get it cleared. Levshinov ahead to the Bruins line. Pushed it toward the corner. Zadorov right there. 10 seconds before the Bruins get that short power play. They're right about 40 seconds or so.
Lassell wanted the puck. Zadorov's just holding on to it, waiting to get the power play. Now he's got to go off.
Pastrnak will pick up the puck from Zadorov. Skates it all the way through the neutral ice with speed. Trying to go right through the defense. It does! Soderblom came up with a save as Pastrnak goes crashing into him and into the net.
That's speed coming up the ice that time. Chicago gets caught a little flat-footed. Nice move by David Pastrnak trying to go outside in. This is end-to-end. They get caught reaching a little bit. Gets a great chance. Not sure why the whistle actually went, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the net didn't dislodge. Lost it in there.
No. No penalty.
No. Faceoff's going to stay in the offensive zone, so...
Just making sure everybody was okay. But I don't know. There's no real need for a whistle.
31 seconds to go on the power play. Hawks trying to clear it right off the draw. Pastrnak nearly kept it at the blue line, but off his skate just kicked out across that stripe. Pastrnak now going to drive right back in. Around to the far circle. Middlestad toward Lindholm. Chip back toward that right wing corner. Middlestad got it back to Dorai. Middlestad again on the far boards. Tangled up against Vlasic, and the puck will come back down toward Boston territory, and that will do it for the abbreviated power play. So each team now 0 for 2 with a man advantage tonight. 5:55 to go in the second. Tie game. Pastrnak brings back in off the line. Gives it to Geekie. Angles it off the boards. Back to Lohrei at the right point. Played down toward the corner. Picked off by Vlasic. Clears it ahead for Bedard. Dorov the lone man back. Now Bedard stops inside the Boston zone. Send it behind the net. Geekie able to seal his man off. Pastrnak will come back out towards center ice. Trying to get around Maroon. Maroon able to reach the stick out and knock the puck free. Cole Koepke just on a change, brought back in, but then turned over, and Maroon will bring it back the other way. Veleno just inside the Boston line. Pass toward the slot is denied, and ricochets back out to center. Revier from his own zone. Pass up the right side looking for Maroon. Koepke got a stick on it first. Loose puck at center ice. Foligno backhands one towards Swayman. He'll steer it off with a stick to Jokiharju. Beecher cuts up ice off a feed from Lauko. Beecher stops. Top of the right circle, a shot. In and out of the glove of Soderblom. Off the far wall, Donato trying to clear it over by the Bruins bench. Minton able to help win it back. Husnudinov right circle. Puck came loose toward the slot. It steered back up the near side and out. And Callahan will dump back in. Bruins on a delayed offside. Husnudinov has to back off the forecheck. Near the Boston blue line. Bruins regain possession. Husnudinov taps a pass up the right side. Around Korchinski. Will come to Korchinski in the far corner. Pressured by Riley Duran. Minton gets involved as well now. Duran's got that puck up against the boards. Pair of Blackhawks bookending him. Minton's trying to dig in there.
Moving it.
Crowd getting impatient. And it'll be the Blackhawks that come away with 3:55 to go here in the period. Bedard's pass coming through neutral ice, picked off by Husnudinov. Duran. They carry it back into the Chicago zone along the left wing side. Duran backing toward the corner. Stops. Cuts back toward the near side away from Levshinov. Got it back to Lohrei. Sent one to Zacha coming through the slot. Oh, Duran with a big chance, and Soderblom made the save. Bidding for his first goal in his first game. Lohrei along the near wall. Finds Zacha. Pass off the stick of Lysell. Just barely kept it into the blue line. Gets it to Laurie coming down the left wing circle. Middlestat trying to center for Laurie, but that was blocked. Kept in by Peak at the far point with 3:12 to go in the period. Now cleared out. And a bouncing puck will go for Chicago icing with 3:06 to go in the second period of a tie game.
Another great chance for the Bruins. Soderblom's been excellent this period. That stop on Lysell, then that one on Duran. Good work along the wall by Duran. Puck comes through, goes off a couple of skates. And Duran's the recipient. He's the guy who kept it alive along the wall. And then he gets to the front of the net, right at the hash mark in the left wing circle. And it's that quick shot away. Soderblom's had to make at least 2 outstanding saves this period.
Boston Dach bringing out toward the blue line. Walks it toward the far side. Zadorov down in the corner. Gets it back in front. Geeky a chance on a one-timer. And Soderblom got a pad on that.
Again.
It'll be more to bring the Blackhawks forward here. Skating up toward the Boston blue line. Ridden down by Zadorov. Loose puck, though, going to come back toward Moore. Down the left circle. Azar couldn't handle it. Zadorov able to get it free to Lindholm. Left side, Geeky. Steps in across the line. Pasternak throws one in front, and Lindholm got a piece of it. Soderblom able to cover it up before Lindholm could get a crack at a rebound. 2:27 left in the second period, and it's a 1-1 game here at TD Garden on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
When you're in HR, it can feel like nothing is easy. From payroll to PTO, from onboarding to benefits, and everything in between, it's a constant juggle of tasks, systems, and spreadsheets. But your HR software? That's the easy part. Meet Bamboo HR. Trusted by over 34,000 companies, it handles all your HR tasks, payroll, benefits, and time tracking, so your team and your company can grow as fast as, well, Bamboo. And Bamboo HR software is actually easy to use. One simple system that pulls all your people data together in one place, so you can ditch scattered systems and wasted hours on tasks that should only take minutes. Because when HR is easier, you can focus on what matters most, your people. HR is hard. Bamboo HR is easy. Ready to simplify all your HR tasks? For a limited time, get a $100 Visa gift card when you complete a free demo at bamboohr.com/gift card. Again, that's bamboohr.com/gift card. Terms and conditions apply.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
Sign up for the Bruins Authentics newsletter and be the first to know about the latest auctions and when new Bruins game-used, team-issued, and team stock memorabilia gets released. Visit bostonbruins.com/newsletter to sign up now. 2:27 to go here in the second period. Bruins won, Blackhawks won.
That's 1-1 because Soderblom's been outstanding. He's made 3 great saves here in this period. Bruins starting to press a little bit.
He's given up 15 goals in his last 3 starts combined as Soderblom has the puck brought ahead by Nazar. Tracking it behind the Bruins net all the way around to the far circle, and pass kicked away off of Bertuzzi.
You're trying to find Pasternak that time, trying to get behind the defense.
Orov brings it out of the corner to Lindholm. Geeky backhands it up the near left side. Denzel turning with it inside his own blue line here for Chicago. Got it out to Nazar coming through neutral ice. Bertuzzi down the left circle. Jokiharju follows him all the way in behind the net. Now Nazar from the near circle, whips it across ice. From the far circle, a shot by Del Mastro, angled wide. Bertuzzi along the near boards. Nazar hands off to Teravainen, cutting to the left circle, and that shot ends up in the corner. Menzel moves it along the blue line himself. Pass ricochets off of Lindholm. He's able to push it back out towards center ice.
Second effort twice there by Lindholm.
In on goal by Geekie. Soderblom will hand it off behind the net. Minute 12 to go here in the period. And Kuznetsov forcing a turnover. Here's Minten walking in. And Soderblom closes the door again. Puck will come back into neutral ice. Bruins could have 4 or 5 goals in this second period easily.
He's been the difference, no question.
Now Riley Duran from the left circle. His pass, or his shot, deflected across. Minten got it back to Wotherspoon. Minten will play it down the right wing corner. Kuznetsov. Duran gets in there as well. 35 to go in the period. Moreno pulled it free and moves it behind the Blackhawks net toward the near side. Del Mastro will pivot back. Levchinov throws it through neutral ice. That's going to go for an icing.
Bank Bank is teaming up with Boston legend Patrice Bergeron again this season for Assists for Kids to donate $37,000 to help Metro West families pay for youth hockey. Get details now at avidiabank.com/Team Bergeron.
Bruins with a 12-6 shots on goal advantage in this second period with 22.9 seconds left. Casey Middlestat will take the face-off in the offensive zone here against Veleno. Middlestat wins it, but pass back toward Lohrei at the point. He was anticipating going down the wall instead. Comes back into the Bruins territory. Zacha feeds for Middlestat coming through neutral ice. Swept into the far corner. Middlestat battling with Del Mastro as they go into that far corner. 3 seconds left. Blackhawks will get the puck back. Levchinov will steer it up the near side, and that will do it for period number 2. So Chicago gets the only goal of the period, an unassisted tally by Nick Foligno, the former Bruin, his 13th of the year at 7:55, and it's a 1-1 game through 40 minutes. We'll be back with more from TD Garden coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Squinting through bright days? That's a no. Struggling with glare? Also no. What about sunglasses over regular glasses? Big no. But prescription sunglasses from Pearl Vision? That's a huge yes. They're a must-have for enjoying the sun in style. Choose from designer frames like Ralph Lauren, Coach, Michael Kors, and more. Book an eye exam at pearlvision.com and get 40% off lenses. Some restrictions and exclusions may apply. See participating stores for details.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out, procrastination, putting it off, kicking the can down the road. In, plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out, carpet in the bathroom. Like, why? In, knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out. so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Connect with Boston's Home for Sports online. 98.5 thesportshub.com.
As Lindholm pass hits Geeky, kicks into the Chicago zone. Comes around behind the net. Pasternak helped to create a turnover. Lindholm scored! And the Bruins jump on the board just past the midway point of the first period. It's 1-0. Yeah, that ended up being David Pasternak's goal. Got a piece of it as it went toward Soderblom, the only one that's beaten Soderblom so far tonight. It's a 1-1 game after 2, and that is our amazing play presented by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions. Boy, the Bruins had quite a few chances in that second period. Soderblom able to keep this a tie game after Chicago got the one from Foligno.
I think Chicago had one chance that period, and it was Foligno, and it was an odd man rush, and they end up scoring on it. But, down the other end, I like what the Bruins created. There was one overpassing play there between Middlestat and Zacha. But other than that, they got some good opportunities. And that line was effective in the second period. They created some good chances for themselves. Lysel's the other player on that line, and he had the best chance on that line, and they tic-tac-toed it around in the offensive zone. But, Pasternak with a chance, Lysel with a chance, Geeky with a chance. You had Minton with a break-in. Durant had an opportunity.
Yeah.
These are all point-blank chances, and a couple of them one-timers from that left wing circle, and he was able to get himself across and make some good saves.
How good was that Pasternak end-to-end rush?
It was always flying, and you can get the defenseman reaching, and you've got a young D on that other side, and it shows at times, but yeah, once he can get a defenseman reaching and lunging with the stick, now you've got him where you want him, unless he gets it with the poke check. But if he gets a little off balance with the poke check and you miss it, and he's coming with all that speed, there's not much you can do. Pasternak he was being bothered, but he did get a pretty good opportunity away that Soderblom stayed with him and made the save on as Pasternak went sliding into him.
We saw, and we talked about it a lot, particularly heading into the New Jersey game, about the lack of scoring depth on this team. They've been unable to get things going in lines 2, 3, and 4 beyond Pasternak and Geeky and Lindholm here recently. But then they explode against New Jersey. They don't have any goals tonight, but they're creating scoring chances at a much higher clip than we had seen in weeks past.
Yeah, not just Pasternak and Geeky creating the scoring chances, right? It's there's been from other lines that have had good opportunities to score here. So, yeah, I mean, that's a good sign. You want to see that, and you want to see that as an organization to figure out which direction you want to go with some of these players next year. Whether it's staying, leaving, Providence, whatever the case is, and some of that will be determined by other moves that they make, but they want to see if they've got players here that can contribute in certain ways, moving forward. And that's what the organization's kind of faced with right now, and it's a tall task because they've really we talked about it. Is you got Bertuzzi and Foligno playing on the Chicago Blackhawks today. If my count is right, the 4 Bruins that were on that record-setting team, regular season record-setting team that lost in the first round to the Florida Panthers, only 4. That's not that long ago.
Right.
I mean, that's a massive, massive turnover. Of course, you had the 2 guys retire up the middle there, and Bergeron and Krejci, and you've got guys who were free agents that you took big swings with. Bertuzzi being one of them. Excuse me. Orlov, Hathaway, and others, and you made your choice. You made a decision. Taylor Hall was on that team.
Yeah.
So, you make those decisions and you move forward, but that's just a massive turnover. It's a lot of new faces to incorporate into a lineup, to integrate into a lineup and have them become a team right away. It's not going to happen. So it's a work in progress here moving forward. And I know we're going to talk a lot more about the Bruins and the offseason and everything else as we get going here, as the season comes to a close, but there's a lot of major decisions to be made.
There is, and listen, we've seen here, in recent games too, Fabian Lysell, Fraser Minton. You're getting a look at guys who, fans have kind of wondered about. Are they NHL caliber players? Will they make the leap? And if so, when? A guy like Lysell, when will he make the leap? That's something that we've started to see a little bit of progress from those guys. Lysell in particular among them in this last couple of games. Well, the Bruins and the Blackhawks are tied at 1 at the end of one period. Again, it was David Pasternak's 42nd goal of the year from Elias Lindholm and Morgan Geekie at 10:39 of the first period that got the Bruins on the board, and then Nick Foligno with his 13th of the year at 7:55 of the second. The lone tally for Chicago. Shots through two periods are 22-17 in favor of the Bruins. Time now for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation. Jason Aldean and Brooks and Dunn together for one night only, live at Fenway Park, Friday, May 30th. Get tickets now at livenation.com. We'll get a check of the Sports Hub headlines next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techy.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Squinting through bright days? That's a no. Struggling with glare? Also no. What about sunglasses over regular glasses? Big no. But prescription sunglasses from Pearl Vision? That's a huge yes. They're a must-have for enjoying the sun in style. Choose from designer frames like Ralph Lauren, Coach, Michael Kors, and more. Book an eye exam at pearlvision.com and get 40% off lenses. Some restrictions and exclusions may apply. See participating stores for details.
This is the story of the one. As a quality technician in a food processing center, she knows that making the right call is the best way to avoid a recall. That's why she trusts Grainger's world-class supply chain to deliver the high-quality supplies she needs to help keep her production line, her equipment, and her customers happy and healthy. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Celtics play here at the Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
NHL scoreboard after two periods. It's the Panthers 3, Red Wings 1. Buffalo, they have a 2-1 lead right now over Columbus. Midway through the second period, Carolina has a 2-1 lead over Washington. Also in the second period, the Rangers have a 5-0 lead over the Islanders. And after one period, it's the Winnipeg Jets 1, Dallas Stars 0. Later on tonight, Colorado hosts Vancouver. Utah, they will host Nashville. Seattle travels to Vegas. And in the nightcap, Kings and Ducks. The Red Sox win in walk-off fashion today. They got the game-winning hit from Trevor Story. He sent everybody home. Snaps their 3-game losing streak. And, of course, at the Masters, Justin Rose is the leader at 7 under. Scotty Scheffler just 3 strokes back. Lock in your ticket to be at TD Garden this Tuesday as the Bees celebrate you. Join us for Fan Appreciation Night presented by TD Bank, and you'll have the chance to win over 400 incredible prizes, including a 2026 Navy Federal Credit Union Stadium Series travel package, the ultimate TD Garden ticket package, Bruins VIP experiences, and more. Plus, the first 10,000 ticket holders to enter the building will receive an exclusive Bruins Ice Cube tray and the Photoshop powered by 47 and the Shop Boss and arena retail locations will be offering exclusive deals on apparel, novelties, and more. Head to bostonbruins.com/tickets to lock in your ticket. I'm Joe Murray. Third period's coming up on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
We're shipping Easter gifts with a rapid-fire round of questions. Ready?
Yes, my gift. Can you pack it?
Yep.
Ship it.
Yes.
Guarantee it.
Of course.
Oh, send gift baskets?
For sure.
Protect electronics? Dog-proof it? Return it if they hate it?
Yes, no, and yeah.
Are you the UPS store?
Hey, we have a winner!
Visit theupsstore.com/guarantee for full details. Most locations are independently owned. Product, services, prices, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS Store. Visit a store today.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techy.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Do you take this new Kia to have and to drive in richer and richer? Don't you mean richer and poorer? Not at Route 6 Automall Kia. Every vehicle is just one dime down. So keep your tax refunds in the bank. Oh, then, I do. I now pronounce you a new Kia owner with a lifetime warranty from Route 6 Automall Kia. Love is in the air, because every vehicle is just one dime down. Plus, you get 0% financing. 72 months. You could save thousands on new Kia Sportage, Tellurides, Sorrentos, standard with third row seating, and more. Or just one dime down, and not a penny more.
But what about my credit?
All you need is a job and a dime. One dime down at Route 6 Automall Kia in Swansea. Route6Automall.com. Oh, I hope you two last forever. Plus tax and tag. For details, call 888-420-3306.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen live. Check out our podcast with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network.
From the Town Fair Tire Studios, this is Boston's home for sports. WBZ-FM at HD Boston, 98.5 The Sports Hub. He's the media group station. This is a black and gold flashback.
Maia in a foot race down the right side. Gets the puck, brings it in front, right through the crease. Put it on net, and he scores! He found the hole in Cam Ward, a short-handed goal, and the Bruins with a 1-0 lead. Now deep in the Carolina zone, right side, Krejci. Into the bottom of the circle, has Wheeler in front, and he scores! Blake Wheeler beats Ward. It's 2-0 Bruins. You know, another chance, right side base, and a wrist shot, and he scores! Three short-handed goals for the Bruins on the same kill, and they lead at 3-0.
Tonight's black and gold flashback takes us back to this date in 2010. Bruins with three short-handed goals on the same penalty kill for the first time in NHL history. They came within a minute two of each other. Daniel Paille, Blake Wheeler, Steve Bejean, all while teammate Matt Hunwick was serving a hooking minor. Bruins went on to beat the Carolina Hurricanes 4-2 was the final score. As we get ready to start the third period here tonight at TD Garden, Bruins and Chicago are tied at 1. Third period has not been particularly kind to either one of these teams this year. The Blackhawks have allowed the most third period goals of any team in the league, 106. They have scored, as a tie with Nashville, the fewest third period goals this season with 65. Bruins have scored the fourth fewest and have allowed the fifth most third period goals this year. Something's got to give as we start the third period.
Trying to assess that. That's it's just not good.
No.
It's just not good.
Remember earlier on in the season, the third period struggles here on home ice that the Bruins were having.
Well,
as Peak fires a shot into Soderblom and holds it, gets a whistle.
For everything that's been talked about the Bruins' second periods, right? That was a good second period that they had, and they end up, getting outscored 1-0 on the Foligno goal, even though they had the better of the chances, far better of the chances.
Arvid Soderblom, 21 saves on 22 shots through 2 periods, stopped all 12 that he faced in the second, and probably about half of those were grade A opportunities.
Oh, yeah, at least half dozen.
Yep. Teravainen angles one into the Bruins zone. Azar able to get in behind the defense, played it around the far boards. Rinzel shot it back down low, picked off by Zadorov, and he'll send it up the left side. Geekie, Lindholm, back to Geekie, back over to Lindholm, left circle, a drive. Soderblom makes the pad save. Rinzel played the rebound toward the far circle. They work it back down low to the Bruins to Pasternak. That's knocked down going behind the net by Nazar. Geekie able to knock it away from Nazar near the top of the face-off circle. Lindholm trying to shovel it in front, got ridden to the end boards by Vlasic. Vlasic will take it toward the far circle. Skates around Pasternak out to the neutral ice, dumps it in. Swayman stops it at the back of the Bruins net. Boston getting some changes on here as puck off the near boards from Wotherspoon to Lysell. Tried to play it into the middle. And now thrown back toward the front of the net by Middlestat. Came right through the top of the crease.
Looking for Lysell back door.
Got it into the Bruins zone by McKayev. Swayman to the far wall. Lifted out to neutral ice by Callahan, and Lysell nearly had a break. Korchinski got back to put a body on it. Wotherspoon a drive. In and out of Soderblom's glove, and nearly a chance for Middlestat in front.
The puck would not settle for Lysell. It was a good play by Callahan to dump it out into the neutral zone. Lysell was flying, and the puck just wouldn't settle down for him. Had a breakaway if he can handle it.
Shayev passes for Bedard. His pass redirected by Middlestat. Lifted up off the glass and out of the zone by Callahan. Bruins trying to get some changes on. Blackhawks come back quickly. Bedard backhands it behind Swayman. Peak with position on Maroon into the far corner. Up the wall and pushed out of the zone by Koepke, but now free at center ice. Boleno finds it on his stick, brings the Blackhawks back in. Koepke pulls it away. Maroon out of the left corner, trying to get it back to the point. That's picked off by Lauko, and he'll bring the Bruins forward. Lauko stops, throws it in front, and Koepke trying to redirect that one, rolled over his stick.
That was there for, that's by Lauko. Pull up just inside the blue line, looking back door through the seam there to Koepke, who got some separation from the back checker.
Boleno trying to get one back to Swagert along the near boards here for Chicago. Send out of the zone. Vlasic back here for the Blackhawks. 3:05 gone into the third period in a tie game. Rinzel moving toward the high slot. Brings it around, some traffic to the left circle. Got it in front, and they score! On the rebound, it's Ryan Donato. And the local kid's going to get number 30.
Yeah, Rinzel weaves his way through that offensive zone, moving right to left, and he's going to get this puck in the left wing circle. He's going to send it towards the net. He's got Kurashev going to the net, looking to get a tip. Goes off the left pad of Swayman. They keep it alive, and Donato's got himself a tap-in goal. Khrushchev that kept it alive after the pad save made by Swayman. Khrushchev moved it over to Donato, and there's no chance for Swayman.
In addition to his 30th goal of the season, it's the 60th point of the year for Donato. Career highs in both of those categories. And the Blackhawks have a 2-1 lead with 16:25 left here in regulation. Around behind the Chicago net into the near corner. Minton tried to push it back down low. It reversed around toward the near circle. Donato will play it Odell. And up the right side, Zadorov will come back and cut it off. The Blackhawks change. Bruins will do likewise. Zadorov to his own blue line. Try to pass it up to the left side for Geekie. Second effort got there. Geekie whips it across ice. Boston Bruins reaching out along the near circle to get a stick on it. Throws it to the net. Lindholm from behind. In front. Geekie a chance. Got knocked off into the far circle. Turned over out near the blue line. Bertuzzi leads the Blackhawks forward, trying to get it to Teravainen. It redirected back to Bertuzzi, who shoots and scores. And the Blackhawks, with back-to-back goals early here in the third, have a 3-1 lead. Another goal by a former Bruin.
All three today, former Bruins. Bruins had an opportunity down the other end. And we talk about opportunistic for the Chicago Blackhawks. Bertuzzi allowed to get into the zone, make this pass back to the left. And like you said, it was defended pretty well. It's poked away by Wotherspoon, but it comes right back to Bertuzzi. And he's going to beat Swayman to the same exact spot that Foligno beat him, that low blocker side. I was just looking at Ryan Donato, who's got his 30th goal here tonight. He's never scored more than 16.
Yeah.
And that was for Seattle.
It's pretty good
It's
timing.
kind of like Geekie.
Pretty good timing, right? Contract year.
Well, like
both
I said,
of
just,
them. Yeah. The Blackhawks will break out of their zone here. 15:20 to go, and the Bruins suddenly down 2. And Blackhawks looking for more, and they will get it as Kevin Korchinski fires one past Swayman on the glove side. It's 4-1 Chicago.
Well, now you're getting the things that plague the Bruins. One of the things that plagues the Bruins this year is those, the shoulder slump, and it snowballs. Bruins in back in pretty good position here, but seam pass made out to the left point. Korchinski walks into this one. He gets a pass from the right side. He's in good shooting position. He's just going to rip this up and over top of the glove hand side of Swayman. Wide open coming into that left wing circle.
3 goals in 1 minute and 34 seconds for Chicago. And it's a 4-1 game just like that. Zadorov will dump it in around the Blackhawks net. See if Boston can put together some sort of a rally here. Korchinski, who scores his first NHL goal of the season. Puck pushed into neutral ice, played off the far wall. Beecher able to pick it up. Lauko chops it into the Chicago zone. Got cut off halfway deep. Beecher got it back down toward the corner. But Blackhawks will skate away with it. Swigert coming back toward the Boston line. Sweeps it around the boards. Maroon waiting for it along the far wall. Got a bump from Zadorov in the back of the net. Swigert pushed it back toward the corner. Zadorov is there. And now Swigert bears down on him. Jokiharju will bring it back in behind the Bruins net. Skated out toward his own blue line. Right wing the pass comes to Husnudinov. Across the line he comes. Down the right circle. Forced wide by Vlasic. Back off for Callahan. Fake the shot. Now takes it. Stick save. And the rebound into the far corner. Riley Duran will push it back toward the end wall. Rinzel had it taken away by Husnudinov. Callahan to Wotherspoon near point. Back down low. Minton coming toward the corner. Duran will push it back up for the defenseman Callahan. Duran and down into that left corner again for Minton. Walks it up north of the hash marks all the way out toward the blue line. Now cuts back. Throws it in front off Husnudinov. A backhand stuffer. Couple of chances along the near post by Duran, and Soderblom able to hold his ground. We've got 13:35 left in regulation, and the Blackhawks have built themselves a 4-1 lead on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techy.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
You've been hitting the gym, taking the stairs, and running that extra mile. But did you know that improving your health is also a step toward lower life insurance rates? At SelectQuote, we make sure you're rewarded for your healthy lifestyle. For 40 years, we've helped more than 2 million customers secure over $700 billion in life insurance coverage. And our healthiest customers are covered by the time they hang up with an experienced licensed insurance agent. That's right. Qualifying customers can get up to $5 million in life insurance with no medical exam required. A medical exam can add weeks onto the approval process for life insurance, but our exclusive no medical exam policy ensures you're covered by the time you hang up. Plus, many policies are less than $1 per day. Being fit doesn't just feel good, it pays off. See what you could save on life insurance with SelectQuote. Go to SelectQuote.com for your free quote today. SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com.
The home of the Revs, the Sports Hub.
Bruins down 4-1 here at home with 13:35 to play. They've got one goal tonight. David Pastrnak set up by Elias Lindholm and Morgan Geekie. With those feeds, the Shawson Star Market Foundation donates another $200 to the Greater Boston Food Bank to help fight food insecurity. Learn more about feeding the puck for families at 985thesportshub.com/feedthepuck. 3 Chicago goals in the space of 94 seconds to give them a 4-1 lead.
Well, at least the fourth one wasn't a former Bruin.
Now Kevin Korchinski gets that one, the 7th overall pick in 2022.
He had a good year last year, and maybe, with him the whole question was, is it too quick with this team? It's because Chicago's not going to have success yet. They're not there yet. I think he spent some time in the American Hockey League.
Yeah, most of this season.
Yeah.
Zaborov carrying behind the Chicago net, got tripped up against Rinzel.
Which isn't a bad thing, but sometimes that's tough for a player to take, especially in your high first-round pick.
You play your first full season in the NHL, and then you're back in the minors for most of your second year.
Yeah.
I could see how that could get into your head.
It might be the opposite.
Right.
Might have been better for him. But that's easy to say now, right?
Sure.
I mean, on a bad team, your deficiencies get really get revealed and are way more obvious.
Up behind Jeremy Swayman here, Laurie had it deflect up into the air.
And then it becomes a mental thing.
Right.
You know you're a good player, but you can't get out of it.
Chipped off the near boards and back into Boston territory by Nazar. Peak got it to Zaka. Hands off coming through neutral ice to Lysell. Up the near right wing side. Gets ridden off toward the boards by Del Mastro. Puck loose in the near circle. Taken by Nazar. He'll work his way back through neutral ice and backhand it in deep as both teams get some changes on with 11:55 left. Peak's pass towards center ice. Koepke kind of deflected forward. Beecher got knocked down. Koepke picks up the loose puck. Moves around behind the Chicago net. Callahan reversed it back in behind. Lauko deals it back to Wotherspoon. Kicked it onto his stick. But now out to Lauko again at the blue line. His shot knocked down by Soderblom. And then he Pokes a rebound out of the air.
Made some really good saves today. He's also had a couple pucks just bounce right out of his glove. Loose pucks in front.
Hart sends across for McAvoy inside the Boston zone. Deals it back for Levshinov. Deep it comes. Callahan took a heavy hit from Levshinov, but Wotherspoon with the puck. Fires up the far side. Lauko, standing at his own blue line, will pull back into his own zone. Boston needing a change up front, and they'll get it here. Callahan headed off as well. Wotherspoon with possession of the puck. Pass through neutral ice. Duran. Get it to Minton. Now Jokiharju will skate in across the Chicago line. Into the near corner. It's run into the wall and knocked down by Del Mastro. Comes back toward Jokiharju. Minton chasing in behind the net. Husnudinov far corner. And back to Zadorov. To Duran. Right back to Zadorov. Stepping into the left circle. Knocked off his stick. Kept free by Husnudinov. Now Minton looking in front, and it redirected through the crease. And now bounced off of Maroon and out of the zone. 10:22 left in this one here, as the Bruins try to rally back here in the third period. It'll be clear to the blue line and out. Donato coming through neutral ice. Donato trying to get around Pete in the far circle. Husnudinov coming back in to help out in the defensive play. Around the near side it'll come. Vlasic pinching down into the corner. Lohrei will bring it back toward the hash marks near side. And Duran gets it out. Chicago going to fire right back in. Look out. That one into and out of the Bruins bench just right inside the blue line.
Yeah, right in front of Korpisalo there.
We'll take a break with 9:48 to go here in regulation. Chicago 4, Bruins 1 on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
This next song goes out to Cox Mobile for letting me video call my dog while we're on tour. From San Diego to Boston, I said hi. You started barking. Cox Mobile's got the bars to keep us both howling.
We run on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. So whether you're at a concert or on the road, you'll stay connected. Visit cox.com/mobile. Cox Internet required. Cox Mobile runs on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability per Ookla US 2H 2024. Other restrictions apply.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV.
Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
The only place to hear the game, the Sports Hub.
Fans, hockey season is the perfect time to replace your old boiler with a new Peerless boiler. Don't wait until you have no heat. Go to peerlessboilers.com for a dealer near you. And remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best built boilers.
9:48 to go here in the third period. Chicago leads at 4-1 thanks to 3 third-period goals. Ryan Donato from Kurashev and Rinzel at 3:14. Tyler Bertuzzi unassisted at 4:23. Kevin Korchinski's first from Connor Bedard and Oliver Moore at 4:47. Puck wrapped around the near boards. Pete couldn't keep it alive. Kurashev will play it back into the Bruins zone. Lohrei looking over his shoulder, fires it off the far boards, and a trickling puck back into Chicago territory. Won't make it far enough for icing. Vlasic wrapped it to Rinzel. Lino pokes it through Lohrei and out of the zone. Pete skating back behind his net. Chased back there by Donato. Lindholm gets the outlet pass through the red line. Left side for Pasternak. Cutting in around the defender and gets to the front of the net with a puck trickled wide. Goes back around behind. Pasternak trying to get a stick on it. Lindholm got it to him. Right in front. Geekie scores! And the Bruins cut it back to a 4-2 game as Geekie gets another one. His 31st of the year.
Yeah, he had a chance in the second period. It was stopped, but Bruins get into the zone this time. They put some pressure on. Pasternak tries to take the puck to the front of the net. The Bruins stay on this on the forecheck, right? Lindholm's going to get to a puck, force a turnover, and it's all of a sudden Pasternak's coming out of the right wing corner with this puck, and it's a quick 2-on-1. Kastelic looks like he's going to shoot, even from a sharp angle. And then he puts the puck right on Geeky's stick in between the hash marks, and Geeky the quick one-timer.
Just able to get it around the defender, Crevier. With 8:40 to go, it's a 2-goal game. Puck comes into the Bruins zone. Yoki Harju will retrieve. Sends for Zadorov in the far corner. Middlestat had it taken away. They get it in front. Nazar with a chance, but a bouncing puck put it just wide. He's got it back now on that far circle. In the corner, Bertuzzi whips it back to the point. Levchinov cross ice. The Mastro had to back off as it was nearly taken away, and now Lysell brings it up the right side here for Boston. To the back of the net. Into the far corner, and Middlestat takes away at the top of the face-off circle. Played around behind the net here for Lysell. Held away from it by Del Mastro. Zacha dealing with Nazar. And the puck comes free to Lysell at the bottom of the near circle. Throws one on goal. Save made, and Zadorov keeps it into the blue line. Around the far side, it comes to the near side. And pushed up the wall for Teravainen. Skates it ahead to the red line, out of the Boston blue. Cuts inside against Pete. Trying to give it for Bedard, who's looking for a penalty call. Felt like he got interfered with. Pete will drive it back into the Chicago zone. Partially deflected. Came in behind the net on the far side. Lauko a takeaway. He'll skate in behind the net to the near circle. Sends all the way across to the left point for Lorai, and he threw one through the slot. Beecher might have gotten a tip on that. Top of the face-off circle. Lauko near side. 7:05 to go. Lorai backs off toward the right point. Trying to feed one through Bedard. Hit him in the skate. Lauko near circle.
Yeah.
Pass into the skates of Beecher.
Beecher's a left shot. The puck's going to be his forehand.
Here's Lauko with a drive that goes up off the glass. Lorai from the left point. Pushed it back down toward the corner. Rinzel intercepted that. Lifts it high up into the air. Bouncing puck. KM in front of the Bruins bench. Just able to get it across the line, but he's headed off on a change with 6.5 minutes to play in regulation. Geeky gets in across the Chicago line. Pasternak in the corner. Trying to push it back around behind the net. Maroon got it to that far circle. Veleno pressured from behind by Geeky. Puck comes back into the corner. Revier using that big body to hold Lindholm up against the glass. Maroon pushes the Blackhawks back out to center ice and dumps it in. 6 minutes even to go. Geeky will play it out toward the blue line. Picked off by Veleno. Offside as he wasn't able to hold it in at the line. Brought it back in. They'll step aside with 5:54 left. Bruins trail 4-2 here on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
Hey, Craig, there you are. Is everything in place for Apartments.com's Renter Appreciation Day?
Renter Appreciation Day?
Yeah, you know, the day where we offer more rental listings than anybody else. Everything from studios to single-family homes, townhomes, all of it. Not to mention 3D virtual tours.
Well, not to speak out of turn, but don't we do that every day?
Yes, Renter Appreciation Day happens daily. What's your point?
No point, sir. In that case, we are completely ready.
Great. I want it to be even bigger than yesterday's. Apartments.com, the place to find a place.
This is the story of the one. He's responsible for keeping a leading healthcare facility clean and safe. And he trusts Grainger's high-quality HVAC cleaning and safety products, combined with their world-class supply chain, to consistently deliver, ensuring he's covered inside and out, so he can focus on keeping his facility clean to help protect the health of everyone inside. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You can put some change in a stranger's parking meter. Don't pick up your phone inside the movie theater. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Felger and Naz, afternoons 2 to 6 on the Sports Hub.
Morgan Geeky's 31st of the year has cut it back to a 4-2 deficit here for the Bruins with 5:54 to go. But Geeky and Pasternak with a goal and an assist tonight. For Geeky, it's now 9 straight games for this scoring streak. He's got 7 goals and 9 assists, 16 points in his last 9 games. Puck will be cleared out into neutral by the Bruins and dumped back in by Rinzel. And back around toward the far side. Zadorov has his pass deflected up over the glass by Kurashev, out of play.
Fans, Bruins Hockey is brought to you by Timberline Construction, providing truly exceptional service in construction management, pre-construction, design, build, and due diligence support. Learn more at timberlineconstruction.com. Timberline Construction, exceptional, no exceptions.
Anyway, Ryan Donato mentioned his 30th goal of the season. He is the first Chicago Blackhawk to score 30 in 3 seasons. Alex DeBrincat is the last one in the 21-22 season. Comes around the near wall, and Del Mastro will send it back around. Dorov will get his body in front of Nazar. Picked up out into neutral ice. Teravainen can't find it. Minton able to bat it forward. Mastro in the far corner. They work it to Teravainen. Trying to get it out of the zone. Nazar will push it off the boards in front of the Chicago bench and back toward Boston territory. Yoki Haru will turn it back up ice quickly. So we approach 5 minutes to play here in regulation. Boston down 2. Lysell in the right wing corner. Brings it loose back toward the point. Middlestat is there for the moment. Lysell pushed it down low. Brought back along the near wall by Husnudinov. Cycles it along for Lysell. Now Peak knocked away from him. And Nazar's got a lane up the left wing side. Bringing toward the near circle. Tried to get it to the trailer Bertuzzi. It came free instead to Moore, who's coming on late. But sent it toward the slot. The Bruins survived that as Middlestat pushes it out of the zone. Now turning back into the attack zone is McAvoy for Chicago. All the way around the far side. Gorai able to pull it free and get it out. And blocks a dump-in effort. Gets the pass to Lysell. Lysell knocked down along the near circle. Puck underneath him as he slides into the corner. Kayev's going to bring out of the Chicago zone. Bedard at center ice. Revier dumps in on Swayman. Drops it back into play here with 3:55 to go. They see Middlestat near the red line. Pasternak gives to Wotherspoon. Wotherspoon head fake, deals it down low, looking for Geeky. With the bump from Crevier in the far corner, Lindholm. Back to Callahan. Center blue line, Pasternak. Got a extra attacker coming on here for the Bruins. 3.5 minutes to go, down 2. Swayman has made his way to the bench. On the far side, Donato has it deflect off a Bruin and into the Chicago bench, out of play.
Fans, Wellpoint is proud to honor our hometown heroes all season long. This week, we're honoring Cheryl Pollard and Deanna Couillard from Stocklosa Middle School. To nominate someone making a difference in your community, visit 985thesportshub.com/heroes today.
So 3:21 left. Bruins with a 6-on-5 manpower advantage with the net empty. Need 2 to tie it. They've outshot Chicago 30-20 so far tonight, with 3 third-period goals for the Blackhawks. As a shot by Lorei, looking in for a tip in front. Here's Lindholm from the right circle. Moves right to the front door. Backhander saved by Soderblom. And the puck lifted up the far side. Gloved down by Lorei, but got pushed out across the line by Donato. Foligno able to sweep one through neutral ice. Teravainen pursuing. Lindholm has it and circles back behind the empty net at the Bruins' end with 2:50 left. Lorei will skate it forward. Hands off to a cutting Pasternak coming out of the zone. Floats it up the right wing side. Zacha will go in after it in the near corner. Pasternak picks it up out of a pile. Goes to the far corner. Back to the point man, Lorei for a shot. Soderblom makes the glove save.
Got a good look at that one. Soderblom made a good save there on Lindholm. Lindholm does the right thing. He's there. He can't really... There's no one really to give this puck to. He thinks about trying to give it to Middlestat. They're taking that away, but they allow him to come straight to the front of the net from the right wing corner. He's at the base of the right wing circle. He tries to pull it to his backhand. Soderblom stays with him with that right pad.
2 cracks at it there for Lindholm.
Rinzel just completely took away the pass. So he took that option away, but it allowed Lindholm to come straight to the front of the net.
Face off in the offensive zone with 2.5 to play. In the far corner, Fraser Minton steps in behind the Chicago net. They'll get it back to Jokiharju at the right point. On to the near circle. Husnadinov fires in front, looking for a Koepke redirect. Zadorov at the far point keeps it alive with 2:15 to go. Lysell out toward the blue line. Plays it off the far wall. Minton trying to come get it. Azar nearly took it away. Lysell able to get it back deep here for Koepke. Behind the net, Husnadinov in the right corner. Off the wall to Zadorov. Sends it back down low. Minton shovels it along for Lysell. Jokiharju with the left point. Minute 53 left. Bruins down 2. Jokiharju, a centering pass denied. Loose along the near circle. Koepke gets it back to Zadorov. Right back to Koepke, right circle. Koepke able to fight his way through Nazar, and the puck got loose in front. Zadorov puts one up over the crossbar from the blue line. Lysell stumbled along the far boards, but still got the puck to Jokiharju. 90 seconds left. And the puck rimmed around the near side will come out to center ice. Zadorov will back up toward his own zone. Pasternak jumps on as the Bruins make changes. Pasta's got the puck from the red line. Lifts one in toward the net. Soderblom knocks it down with a blocker. From the far circle, Geekie finds it. Whipped wide of the net by Zacha. It'll come around the near side. Pasternak trying to shoot. Got buried by Foligno out near the blue line. Middlestad along the far side circle. Throws it in front, looking for Lindholm, and that one tipped on into the corner. Final minute of regulation. Pasternak out of the blue line. Over to Lohrei far side. Shot. Soderblom in and out of his glove again, and a chance in front as they can't find the handle. Now it comes free. Lohrei to Pasternak, working his way toward the left circle. Trying to get away from Bedard, and Bedard hooked him, and Bruins are going to get a late power play here. With 39.2 to go.
Soderblom's been very good here today. Did his best work probably in the second period, but he's made some key saves here in the third. Timely saves here in the third. See if the Bruins call a timeout. And if you want to make it 6-on-4, I would say yes, but like sometimes you don't practice a lot of 6-on-4, right? So, but you still use your 6-man set. They're going to call a timeout and talk about it. If their power play was excellent, I'd say maybe you just go 5-on-4.
Right.
Because you're more used to that. But it's not.
It has not been.
So,
yeah. Well, this power play is brought to you by Bosch Power Tools, engineered for efficiency, comfort, and ease. Bosch Power Tools are built to keep workers going at full strength. Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve. So 39.2 seconds to go here in the third period. Bruins trailing 4-2. Chris Kelly working over that dry erase board.
It's got to be a quick shot because you're down 2. And, I mean, you face off, control off the face off. You know, you're down 1, things change a little bit. Maybe you're not getting a shot right away off the face off. But down 2, you've got to get something off right away.
So they come out with Zacha to take the face-off. Geekie, Lindholm, Middlestad, Pasternak, and Lohrei round out the 6-man unit. 6-on-4-man power advantage as the puck comes back to Lohrei at the left point. Over to Pasternak. Puck jumped away from him, but able to keep it alive. Lohrei now along the near side of the blue line, turned over, and it'll be cleared out. Foligno's got a slam dunk empty netter. He'll get the short-handed goal, and Chicago makes it 5-2 as Nick Foligno gets his second of the night and his 14th of the year to close it out.
Well, the Bruins get the face-off win. Zacha wins it. And Pasternak's at the point at the blue line on the right side. Lohrei tries to make a pass over, and Pasternak's moving forward. He wants that pass in front of him. The pass is in his skates, and that allows for the loose puck, and Chicago's going to move it to a wide-open Foligno on the far side.
So a 5-2 game, final 20 seconds left as Chicago will even up the season series between these two teams. Moore gets it just inside the Boston line. Nazar plays it back over to Moore. He'll track it toward the near wall, throws one towards Swayman, who scoops it up with a glove, drops it back into play. And the final seconds tick off here at TD Garden. The Chicago Blackhawks, with 4 third-period goals, take over what was a 1-1 game through 40 minutes and win it by the final score of 5-2. Back with a recap next on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Bruins Radio Network, driven by the versatile Honda CR-V at your local Honda dealer.
For period protection you can put on and forget about, nothing beats Knix leak-proof underwear. North America's #1 leak-proof underwear brand. Let's face it, life can be unpredictable, but your leak-proof underwear shouldn't be. That's why millions of people choose Knix. For periods, for light leaks, for everyday freshness. Knix undies are super comfy, super absorbent, and made to handle whatever your day throws at you. Day 2 of your period? Covered. Your daily run? No problem. That big sneeze? You know the one. Yep, we've got you. And with styles like bikinis, boy shorts, thongs, and high-rise, plus sizes from extra small to 4XL, Knix makes it easy to find your perfect fit. Say goodbye to stress and leaks, and say hello to undies that work just as hard as you do, no matter the leak. Find the style and level of protection you want at Knix.com and use code FLOW15 for 15% off. That's KNIX.com, code FLOW15 for 15% off. Knix, for your leaks, for your life.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger. Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How can you fight back against tariffs and inflation? It's easy. Become an insider and shop for free at Ocean State Job Lot with over 1,500 items available for free after Crazy Deal. Consider our Simba mattresses. Find these deluxe mattresses on Amazon for over $1,000. Pay us the online price and we'll give you a Crazy Deal gift card equal to your purchase. You'll sleep much better when your fancy $1,000 bed costs you nothing. Don't let tariffs and inflation get you down. Shop for free at Ocean State Job Lot.
You can put some change in a stranger's parking meter. Don't pick up your phone inside the movie theater. But there's one thing that'll help you the most. It's giving blood while you relax and read the Morning Post. Good karma by the pint. Give blood. Donate blood and then you just might save 3 people's lives and get a season's worth of good vibes.
Visit Rhode Island Blood Center to get your good karma by the pint.
Introducing the new and improved Mega Millions. Bigger and faster growing jackpots with better odds of winning. Plus, every play includes a randomly generated multiplier that increases all non-jackpot prizes by up to 10 times. More Mega, more Millions. Please play responsibly.
My name is Georgios Tsetis. I'm the co-founder of Nutrafol. My hair started thinning in my early 20s. I tried everything and nothing was really working. So we created Nutrafol. Our hair growth supplements undergo clinical trials and have helped millions of men and women get visibly thicker and stronger hair in just 3 to 6 months.
Hair growth starts from the inside at Nutrafol.com. That's Nutrafol.com.
The home of the Bees, the Sports Hub.
And Bertuzzi leads the Blackhawks forward, trying to get it to Teravainen. It redirected back to Bertuzzi, who shoots and scores. And the Blackhawks, with back-to-back goals early here in the third, have a 3-1 lead. Another goal by a former Bruin. What was a tie game through 40 minutes suddenly got blown open in the third period as the Blackhawks scored 3 times in just over 90 seconds.